What do you think is going to be maybe the key for your team in coming into Cuba and getting the win?
Yeah, I think the biggest key for us is, can our effort and our physicality continue on defense? And, looking at Cuba City's offense, their running back, that number 21, he's a shifty guy. How do we contain him? Because they're going to put him in multiple spots. They might line him up as a receiver to give him the ball. They might use him to run the ball in the backfield, but they might get him out of the backfield into the pass game. And not saying that he's the only guy we're going to focus on, because they do have some other guys that they could definitely use as weapons on offense. But, how can we make sure that one guy doesn't beat us? And offensively, we just got to finish drives.
All right. Coach Mike Nolden with Belleville joining us on our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Coach, best of luck. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you. I would like to give a shout-out to Coach Guy Cup at Cuba City being inducted into the WFCA Hall of Fame. And, he's an awesome guy, and I appreciate everything he's done for the game of football in the state.
That's awesome to hear from an opposing coach. Thank you so much. And, again, best of luck all season.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Steve Schmidt, owner of the Shoebox in downtown Black Earth. We have thousands of pairs of shoes in stock, no waiting. So stop in anytime, specializing in size, selection, and fit. We will save you money. P.S. We measure both feet. Stop into the Shoebox, the largest shoe store at the north end of Black Earth.
We're back on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Rob Spangler joined by the head coach of Cuba City, Guy Kopp. Week 3 about to get underway tonight. And Coach Kopp, I know 0-2 is not how you wanted to start the season. Despite the fact that you play a gauntlet of a schedule, and the first two opponents, let's be honest, are both really talented football teams.
They're really talented, and they're really respected around the state. We had this conversation earlier where, hey, we could play a light non-conference schedule, but then how do you approach practice on Monday? Hey, are we really this good, or did we not play a good opponent? Well, now you approach it, hey, Are we that bad, or were our opponents that good, or do we just need to get a little better and a little tweak and don't make mistakes? So by playing that high caliber of a non-conference schedule, makes us better, makes us focused, not only as coaches but as players. Hey, we need to fix these little problems to be successful in conference, and that's what we're looking for tonight. Hey, let's take care of our conference schedule now. Now we got to play our game and try to be successful.
Absolutely. These conference games carry so much weight, Coach Kopp. And Belleville finds themselves in the same territory as you guys, 0-2, surprisingly. And they're a talented team as well. So this is, it sounds weird to say, but this is actually a really good matchup of two winless teams. And, normally you'd be like, what, are you crazy? No, these are two quality teams. And, unfortunately, somebody is going to come out of this, Coach Kopp, 0-3. But whoever gets the win, boy, that's a huge first win.
Absolutely. And, I guarantee you, Coach Nolan over there is doing the same thing that we're doing. Hey, how many kids played last year? Yep, we had seniors out there playing, but how much time did they see last year? Is the inexperience of the field time on Friday nights, is that the reason why we're 0-2? We don't know. But, I told the kids this week, there's no excuses for inexperience because you guys just played 2 games, all right? We know what to expect. You know what to expect. You know the pace of the game, and let's get better, and let's just quit making mistakes and just do your job. So, absolutely, the team that comes out here with the win is going to approach next week more positive. Team that's 0-3, we're going to go back to the books and see what we got to do to make us better.
Absolutely, and some good news for your team. Now, you do have a few injuries to talk about, but on the positive end of the injury front, you're getting back a player who, in my opinion, really flashed, even though he saw limited playing time in Week 1. That is your powerful fullback, Bradley Rowe.
Absolutely. Brad brings a different aspect to our running game. He's a lower runner. He's not fit. He's okay speed, but he will run you over. He creates his own holes, and he takes care of the ball. What people don't realize either, though, he's a big impact on our D-line. He's a nice, solid kid. He's strong. So having him back this week just gives us a little spark we might need to get us a victory tonight.
Now, as far as the injuries are concerned, we did want to mention a couple of those, unfortunately. Chase Breitfelder He is sadly done for the season. A non-contact injury from what I hear.
Yeah, he brought great speed to receiver. He was a state qualifier in the 100, 200. Unbelievable how it happened. I seen him go down. I didn't know. And the trainer's like, "Oh, it seems like ACL." I was like, how can that be? But, those non-contact injuries are the bad ones because it turns out to be that. He's going to stay positive. The season's over, but, we're going to stay focused with him and get him healed up. So hopefully he's ready for the track season, which he really excels in. So we'll see where it takes it, but just him being on the sidelines will help because he has been positive through this whole experience. And it's tough to do because I've had a daughter that went through the same thing, and it's devastating not only to the athlete but the parents as well.
Now, Coach Kopp, one more injury to touch on. That would be interior lineman Braden Andrews, who will play, but is dealing with an issue on his hand, right?
Absolutely. He got a little cut and had to get some stitches. He's a tough kid. He's ready to go. He missed yesterday's walkthrough, so we'll see. He'll be ready. Like I said, he's pumped to go. We'll have a little club on there. He didn't break it. He has some double stitches in there to take care of the wound that he cut it on. And like I said, without him, it'll be something because right now he is our best inside linebacker. I should say not best inside linebacker. He's leading our team in tackles, so we need him to play and do what he has to do. And on the offensive side, the same thing.
Coach Kopp, again, joining us on our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. The Cuba City Cubans host Belleville tonight, conference season kicking off. Coach, you look at this Belleville Wildcat team. What can you tell us about them?
They're big up front. They got a really outstanding quarterback. I think he brings a lot to their game. He wants to run. He wants to do everything, and we got to stop him. But on their defense, they're attacking, they're swarming, they blitz a lot, they're going to frustrate us up front. We just got to know our assignments and make the play. So, to hold their quarterback from being positive will be great. To make them have someone else run will even be better. So that's what our game plan is on defense. Offensively, we got to take care of the ball, move the ball, take time off the clock, and score when we can score.
Coach Guy Kopp, again, our special guest on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Coach, before we wrap it up with you, let's talk about, as far as that home field advantage. This is something you and I were actually discussing before we went on the air, how these home games are even, I don't want to say they're more important than road games, but, boy, you want to stack up and try to get wins, especially on your home turf, right?
Absolutely. That's why you want more home games than away games. It's tough to go on the road. It's tough to win on the road. I don't care what level you play, high school, college, the NFL. It carries over just because of the fan support. And you always think you have the best facility, and kids are used to your facilities. So, if you lose a home game, the other team has to be that much better than you. But, like I said, you stay focused. You got to protect your house. Every coach will tell you that. That's what they say before pregame. That's what they say before the kickoff. Protect this house and take ownership. So hopefully tonight that really aids in our favor for us to play well, do well, and win the game.
All right, best of luck tonight against Belleville. Coach, thank you for joining us on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show.
Always a pleasure to talk to you, Rob. You're a great one for high school football.
Appreciate it. All right, our opening kick right around the corner, Cuba City versus Belleville, right after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. It's time to clean out those closets and hunt for treasures because the TH Media community-wide garage sales are September 17th through the 20th. Sell your stuff, find great deals, and explore sales all across the area. Every listing with a handy map will be published in the Telegraph Herald on September 17th, 18th, and 19th. Get your sale on the map. Run your ad all 3 days for just $25. Don't wait. Deadline is September 15th at noon. Get started today at telegraphherald.com/garage sales.
Pre-game one.
And welcome back to the Raleigh Cheese pregame show here on Super Hits 106. And now streaming on our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Yay! Yes, they got our YouTube stream, the huddle camera issues figured out here. So a big shout out
to the administrator, Carey, Lawson, and all the staff here working hard to get the huddle camera ready to go tonight, Wally.
Hey, you know what? I've been coming down to Cuba City for ball games for years, but that's one of the things that's always been true here. Their staff does everything they can to make it as good of an experience as you possibly can, short of letting your team win.
Exactly. Well, it is just about time for kickoff, but let's take a look on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show of our starting lineups, brought to you by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. For the visiting Belleville Wildcats, their offense will take the field first. They're led by their junior quarterback, number 11, Raiden Taylor. Behind him, running back Trayton Myers and Cooper Nemec, both seniors. The offensive line looks like this. The center, number 61, Broderick Goebel. He's a junior. Number 52, Hazen Edmond, a senior guard. The other guard, Aiden Knox, also a senior. The tackles, both seniors, Garrett Pauley and Isaac Patro. The tight end is Carson Helwig, and the receivers are Charlie Spiegel and Tyler Miyamoto. Defensively for the Cuba City Cubans, their 4-down linemen up front. The tackles are Landon Bush and Ty Fischler. Defensive ends, Michael Terpstra and Bradley Rowe. Linebackers from left to right, Briggs Rundy, Jackson Dressler, Braden Andrews, and Frankie Welp. Safety is Ethan Griffin, and the corners are Landon Leffelholtz and Trevor Venata. That is the starting lineup. Time for the colors of the game, Wally. Of course, that's brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Cuba City in their home, all black. Black pants, black jerseys, white numbers, yellow striping, and, of course, the logo just on one side of the helmet with a yellow stripe down the middle. For the visiting Wildcats, all white uniforms, white pants, white jerseys with the navy blue numbers, and they also have a navy blue kind of quarter stripe on the back half of the helmet that looks pretty sharp, and the Wildcat logo on the helmet, and also blue and yellow striping on the sleeves. And those are your colors of the game. We're coming to you from the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Wally Troughton, along with myself, Rob Spangler. The ball is on the tee, and we're ready for kickoff, Wally.
We're ready to go, and here he comes.
Here we go. Bush boots it away. This one will be fielded back at the 10-yard line by number 24, 24 rather. That would be Jesse Luciasinger. And he is met at about the 22, maybe 23-yard line.
You know, that's just the way Guy Kopp would like to see that start. They came out here and they made serious contact. It wasn't coming out and making a tackle. It was coming out and laying him out.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10 for Belleville. Again, they'll take over at their own 20, we'll call it 23-yard line. Their first possession of the ball game. Sun shining. And working out of the shotgun here, it is their quarterback. That would be Taylor. He'll fire a quick one to the left side, and it is caught by number 8. That is Cooper Nemec. The senior receiver picks up about 7 yards on the reception for a 2nd and 3.
That was a nice pattern. He came back down and then in a little ways, but it was enough to get him, like you said, a good solid 7 yards.
11:37 to play. Again, here in the first quarter, just underway from Cuba City High School on Super Hits 106. Cuba City battling Belleville. Working out of the pistol here, a handoff, a delayed handoff to running back Trayton Myers. He's blown up in the backfield. Great pressure defense that time. It looked like Braden Andrews shot up from the linebacker spot to blow that play up, Wally, and they lose about 3, almost 4 yards on it. It'll set up a 3rd and 5.
That was a good job coming from inside, but it wasn't just the tackle being made by the one linebacker. It was the help he got along with it.
Absolutely. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun formation for Raiden Taylor. Long snap count. Now drops and rolls to the right. Here's a little dump off. It's incomplete. Just a little bit too far out in front of his receiver, Charlie Spiegel, that time. He was the slot receiver to the right. He drops it. And it's 4th down, Wally. The Cuba City Cubans force a 3-and-out defensively on their first defensive stop.
Well, it was a good job. Really, it was the 2nd down that did it, where they ended up and were able to get him for a loss. And even if that pass would have been completed, it wouldn't have been a 1st down.
Looks like Ethan Griffin is going to be back to receive the punt. He's lining up near the 45-yard line. And on to punt it away, it is Tyler Miyamoto. Griffin fields it, and he'll call for a fair catch again near the 45, about the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 there for the Cubans.
Just to make a comment about the SWAL this week, well, we're having a good game here, but really an interesting game in Darlington tonight as Mineral Point is coming to Darlington. Southwestern East Dubuque is in Fenimore, and Blackhawk Scales Mound Schulzberg, not Blackhawk, Benton, they're playing down in Galena, and we'll explain why they're in Galena.
All right, Hudson Kieler leads the troops for the Cubans. Split receivers, one to either side, split backs in the backfield. And it is a delayed handoff to Griffin running right, trying to follow his blockers, Wally, but really nowhere to run. He is blown up for a 1-yard loss.
Well, that was a case where he really didn't have a whole lot of chance because there was a lot of pressure being put. Linebackers were all up tight, and they made sure they had their gap defense filled.
Absolutely. So it'll set up a 2nd and 11 here for the Cubans. Good to see Bradley Rowe back out on the field there. Big fullback. He got nicked up in that first game, but good to see him back out there, Wally.
Oh, very much so.
He is lined up to the right of Kieler. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Kieler rolls left, throws, wide open. It is Griffin. He's still running across midfield, tackled inside the 35, down near the 34 of Belleville. A little swing pass out of the backfield, and Ethan Griffin makes a nice run after the catch.
Yeah, he ends up getting 22 yards on that pitch and catch. Good job, a nice route that was run out here into the flat.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10, and that would be our first Sullivan Realty, Big Iron Realty first down of the game. Cuba City 1st and 10 at the 34 of Belleville. First possession for the Cubans. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Again, shotgun formation here for Kieler. Hands it off to Rowe. Trying to follow his blockers. Puts his head down and just falls ahead for what he can get, which is maybe a yard or 2 on that one.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to mark it for about a 2-yard gain. I mentioned the idea of Benton, Scales, Mount Schulzberg, the idea that they're playing at Galena. Every team in this conference actually has a win, whether they believe it or not, because there was a forfeit that was made this year because Madison Abundant Life St. Ambrose has forfeited every game. And so they end up and they're finding games where they can. In that case, they're playing Galena.
Scoreless game here, 8:55 to play. First quarter, delayed handoff to Rowe. Lowers the boom on the tackler coming up. It was number 26, that's Marcus Hebgen, and he got trucked on that run by Bradley Rowe, showing off that power, Wally. Picks up about 3 yards on that one and should set up about a 3rd and 5 here.
Well, Bradley Rowe, he brings a load when he comes. And again, he's not a little guy back there either. I mean, we're talking, he's only 5'11", but he's 210.
Absolutely. And it is 3rd and 5, rolling right this time, and throwing and completing it is Hudson Kieler. That's to Briggs Rundy, the tight end, running around the right end, and he picks up enough for a first down, almost 10 yards on that reception, Wally.
And that's what they're marking it at, is a 10-yard gain. And really, again, another nice job. But again, this is something that Cuba City, talking with Guy Kopp during the week, he said that we're not as bad as what everyone thinks we are after taking 2 losses.
No doubt, and they're looking really sharp on this opening possession. 1st and 10 at the 21, just outside the Bitech green zone. Hand off to Griffin, has a head of steam inside the 10. He bursts forward for a gain of about 11, almost 12 on that one by Ethan Griffin.
Yeah, again, that's just showing speed. And he popped through that hole real quick. And again, when he's in there, that's what they have to have. They have to have that quick opening so he can get through that seam, and then he's on linebackers.
And they are now officially inside the Bitech green zone. First down and goal to go from the 9 for the Cubans. Kieler hands it off to Rowe. He worms his way forward and picks up maybe a yard. Not much running room that time up the middle, but gets what he can.
Yeah, it looks like about a yard is what they've ended up giving him. But, it's pretty hard for him to get anything less than a yard. He's so strong.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So 2nd and goal from about the 8-yard line of Belleville. Scoreless game, 7:18 to play Here in the first quarter, Cuba City trying to draw first blood. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shotgun for Kieler. Rowe in the backfield, rolling to the left. It is Kieler. Has some time. Looking, throws. He'll just throw this to the back corner of the end zone. I thought for a second he was throwing it out of play, Wally, but it was almost playable by Ethan Griffin, who was trying to get loose in the corner of the end zone, but it is overthrown, incomplete, and that'll set up 3rd down and 8.
Well, he put a nice soft touch on it and got it up in the air a little bit, so giving him a chance maybe to run under it, but it was a little too far.
3rd down, goal to go from the 8 for the Cubans. Bringing in the play from the far sideline, it is Carson Collins this time for the Cubans.
One of the things, just to mention, when you look at Belleville, they're playing a 3-5 defense. And right now down at the goal line, they're still in a 3-5. It's just the linebackers are crowding a little closer.
3 receivers left. Running back to the right, or to the left rather, is Rowe. Out of the gun here, Kieler. He does a fake pitch, now rolls right. Looking, and nowhere to go. He'll just throw this one out of the corner of the end zone, incomplete. And that'll set up 4th down and goal from the 8. So back-to-back incompletions, and now decision time for Coach Guy Kopp.
Officially, he was throwing the ball to Briggs Rundy, but it's almost like he made a different cut.
Looks like they're going to try a field goal here, Wally. And this will be marked at the 15, so it will be a 25-yard attempt.
Well, let's see if Landon Bush can get this one up and through.
Yep. Big boy Landon Bush is the kicker for the Cubans. The holder is Kieler. The snap is down. The kick is up. Plenty of leg. Is it through? Yes! A 25-yard field goal is good, and Cuba City does draw first blood, 3-0 on top of Belleville with 6:57 to play here in the first quarter. We'll be back after this timeout on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pre-game 2.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin
25.
cheese at Raleigh
25.
Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team and look good doing it. Visit any People's State Bank location to upgrade your debit card today. Iowa sales tax may apply to fees and service charges. People's State Bank, member FDIC. Pre-game 2.
Here comes the ensuing kickoff. This one fielded back at the 10, and it's a reverse to number 8, Cooper Nemec, running around the left side, and he's chased out of bounds just short of the 30-yard line, so a return on that one close to 15 yards. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Belleville at their own 28.
I think Lynchlinger was very happy to hand that off after he was rudely met last time.
All right, Belleville went 3 and out, their first possession here, 6:50 to go in the first quarter. And we'll see what the Wildcats can do this time around.
You know, I mentioned earlier on games tonight that Galena was hosting a game, but they're hosting it at Southwestern because of their field.
Raiden Taylor under center, I formation, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here's a handoff to the deep back. And running around the right side, it is Myers. Good head of steam before he's finally tracked down by Ethan Griffin in the secondary, Wally, and that's a gain of almost 12 yards.
Yeah, 11 yards is what I have to give him credit for, unfortunately.
But a heck of a run by Myers.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, he got ahead of steam.
Well, he had a lot of room over here with the way the fakes ran inside.
So 1st and 10 for Belleville, just shy of their own 40. That is a Sullivan Auction Big Iron Realty first down. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Taylor, delayed handoff. No, it's play action. Throws over the middle. It's incomplete for Nemec. It was a little read option, play action pass to Nemec. Slant over the middle, and it's incomplete, so it'll set up 2nd down and 10.
It was the case he threw it over his head and really didn't have much of a chance to be able to pull that ball in. But it's an interesting play call right there.
6:24 remaining. We're in the first quarter. 3-0 Cuba City, an opening 25-yard field goal to start the scoring in this one. Belleville has a 2nd and 10 here at their own 40. Junior quarterback Raiden Taylor has it. Hit in the backfield, gets away from one man, but not going to get away from the second, Wally, as Welp comes up from the linebacker spot and blows him up. That's Frankie Welp with a Sups.com sack.
And that ends up being an 8-yard loss on that sack.
Nicely done, and all of a sudden Belleville facing a 3rd and about 15 here now. I would say it's about 15 and a half, to be honest. So,
well, it's their passing game. This is almost, for them, it's almost like a 1st and 10.
Big play coming up, though, being that it is 3rd down. 2 receivers to either side. Shotgun formation. Taylor with running back to his right. That's Myers in the backfield. Man in motion, Nemick. Back to pass. Raiden firing towards Nemick. Down the sideline, he just overshot him. I'm telling you what, Cooper Nemick was open, Wally. He just overthrew him on that wheel route down the sideline.
Well, he ended up, and I think it took him a little longer to get in the wheel route as part of the problem on that. I'm not so certain that Taylor was trying to make it a spot throw.
Incomplete pass sets up 4th down and 15 and a punting situation for the Wildcats. So, once again, on to punt, Tyler Miyamoto. Back to receive, it's Ethan Griffin. He's lined up near the 40, and he'll watch it bounce at the 40 and roll inside the 40 down to the 36. 1st and 10 there for the Cubans.
Also tonight on the Queen Bee stations, Richland Center at Lancaster's on 97.7. Platteville's at Prairie du Chien on 107.1.
Absolutely. You're listening to Super Hits 106, and also our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel stream is up and running, so that's nice to see. 5:20 remaining in the first quarter. 3-0 Cuba City. 2nd possession of the game for the Cubans. They start at their own 36. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Hudson Kieler out of the shotgun with Rowe to his left. Takes the snap. Quick swing pass out of the backfield caught by Rundy. Rundy following his blockers around the right end, has a head of steam and a 1st down. Lowers the shoulder on the intended tackler. That's Mac McCluskey. What a nice finish on the end of that run by Briggs Rundy.
Oh, boy, that ends up being 13 yards.
Nicely done. And it was just a little swing pass out of the backfield, but Rundy did a lot of work, and his blockers downfield did a lot of work. 5:03 to play here in this first quarter. 1st and 10. That's a Sullivan Big Iron Realty 1st down for the Cubans. They're up to their own 44 now. Or 47. Here's a handoff and a run up the gut by Rowe. And not much daylight there. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. We're going to say no gain.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate on that, as being a no gain. 2 other games that are in the SWC conference. Dodgeville's at New Glarus, and River Valley is at Broadhead, Judah. It's kind of interesting when you look at it. We're talking about a couple of teams that really have struggled of recent time with those last 2.
We have split receivers, 2 backs in the backfield. Kieler to pass. Plenty of time. Now throws to Rundy, a little bit behind him, and it's incomplete. Rundy was hit by the defensive back in coverage, Kaysen Hellwig, who kind of knocked it free and forced an incompletion. That was a bit of a dangerous pass by Kieler, though, but luckily for him, it falls incomplete.
Well, if he'd have had it out in front of him a little bit more, it would have been a completion, but, that's the way things work sometimes.
So a big 3rd down. 3rd and 10 coming up for Cuba City. They're at their own 48, just shy of midfield, leading 3-0 over Belleville. And a 4-receiver set this time. 2 to either side. Kieler out of the gun, takes a snap, scans right, throws right, has a man. It's Vanetta. Can he get the stick? I don't think so. He's shoved out of bounds shy of the 1st down, Wally, by about 4 yards. So that'll set up a 4th and 4 here. It is across midfield, though. It's at the 45 of Belleville. So maybe something for Guy Kopp to think about here.
Now, I would expect him to punt the ball, but you know what? Guy's been a risk taker before.
Well, looks like he's keeping that offense out on the field. They are huddling up. Yeah, looks like the offense is staying out. 4 receivers. Kieler working out of the shotgun, Rowe to his right. Takes the snap. And he is hit in the backfield and sacked. And that will be a turnover on downs. It's a subs.com sack. I think Kieler wasn't expecting the snap, Wally.
I agree.
He looked like he thought they were going to blow the play dead or throw a flag. They did neither of which. And he ended up taking a sack. And, that'll turn the ball over to Belleville.
That's one of those unforced mental errors that you get every once in a while with kids in high school. And unfortunate for this situation.
So Belleville takes over offensively right at midfield. The ball is placed at the 50-yard line. This is the 3rd possession of the game for Belleville with 4 minutes to play here in this first quarter. Raiden Taylor from the gun throws to the near side. It's caught by Miyamoto. He is dragging Briggs Rundy forward, gets down to the 45, and a gain of close to 5 on that quick pass.
Nice little slipstream out here on the outside, and that's a mainstay of a lot of spread football teams.
Absolutely. So it'll set up a 2nd and 6 here for Belleville. 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. 3-0, Cuba City on top, but Belleville in plus territory for the first time tonight. Now under center here, it is Raiden Taylor with an I formation. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Hands it off to the deep back. There's flags that fly, Wally, as the running back Myers hit the hole hard and was going to gain at least 2-3 yards on that run, but looks like this is going to be wiped out by a hold possibly.
That's what I would expect it to be in the situation here, especially as fast as the flags came in.
And it is holding on Belleville. So that'll wipe out the run, which again looked like probably about a 3-yard gain. They'll mark it off from the 45, the point of the hold. So that'll move it all the way back to the other 45.
The question in there is who would you call out holding? Because I think the entire left side of the line holding onto someone.
So it sets up a 2nd down and about 16 here for the Wild. Actually, about a 2nd and 15, we'll call it, for the Wildcats. Working out of the gun here, it is Taylor. 2 receivers to either side. Shotgun formation. Back to pass. Has time. Throws deep over the middle. Nemec, the receiver, he dropped it. It hit him right in the hands, Wally. Maybe a tad high, but that was actually a pretty decent throw.
One of the things that I was also watching was the blocking on the line. And interesting, they were doubling up on Brady Rowe.
Yeah. So 3rd and 15 after the incompletion here with 2:54 to play in the first quarter.
I don't know why I do this, because in the Potosi game I kept calling him Brady. It's Bradley's. I know that, but yeah. 2
receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. Ball right in the middle of the field between the hash marks. It's at the 44 of Belleville. 3rd and 15. Taylor takes a snap, throws. Far side, it is caught. Run after the catch by number 15. That's Spiegel. He is ripped down shy of the first down sticks, but very close, Wally. Maybe 1.5 yards, 2 yards shy.
Yeah, he ended up getting probably about 13, so he's about 2 yards shy.
So a huge 4th down play coming up. Again, this is in Cuba City territory now at the 42 of the Cubans. So it does look like Belleville's probably going to go for this with 2:24 remaining here in this first quarter.
Well, I would have expected that anyway.
And a timeout will be taken on the field by the Wildcats. We'll take a timeout as well. 3-0 Cuba City on top of Belleville. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 1.
For the past 70 years, Grant Regional Health Center has been more than a hospital. We've been your neighbors, your caregivers, your support in life's biggest moments. From welcoming new life to standing strong in times of need, we've grown with you because of you. As we celebrate our 70th anniversary, we remain committed to our communities and what matters most, exceptional local care for you. Grant Regional Health Center, celebrating 70 years of caring for our communities.
Like any business, success in dairying is often determined by who you know rather than what you know. That's why it's good to know the pros at Fuller's, your Gia dealer. Fuller's is your source for the automated milking systems line. and all of the latest in automated milking systems. Make your operation more efficient and profitable and get the most out of your dairy herd by partnering with the experts at Fuller's Milkers Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster, Richland Center, and FullersMilkersCenter.com.
In game one.
Here we go. 4th down and 2 for Belleville. It's at the 42 of Cuba. Out of the pistol, it is Taylor. Long snap count. Handoff. Head of steam. First down run by Myers and more as he bowls forward inside the 35. Tackle just shy of the 30. Wally, nearly a 10-yard run.
Yeah, it ends up, like you said, about a 9-yard run, but it was a good job running the football, too.
Yeah, that was a nice run by Trayton Myers, picking up that first down easily for Belleville. So that's another Sullivan Realty Big Iron, Sullivan Auctioneering Big Iron Realty first down for Belleville. At the 31 of Cuba City now. 2 receivers to either side. Quick pass to the near side. It's dropped. In and out of the hands of Kason Helwig. That was right between the numbers, too. Should have caught that one. But it's incomplete, and it'll set up a 2nd and 10.
That was a case of his head was turning away from the ball a little early.
Trying to run before the catch, Wally.
That's it, and it's frustrating when you see it, but I think almost every kid who's a receiver in high school has done that.
Yep, it's happened. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Ball again right in the middle of the field between the hashes. 2nd and 10 for Belleville. Raiden Taylor takes the snap, looks left, pump fake, looking to go deep. No, now he'll throw intermediate. It's dropped again, Wally. And again, it's Kason Helwig. I'm not trying to pick on the kid, but that's his 2nd drop in a row and a beautifully thrown ball.
You know, and the pattern was run so perfect because they ended up and they got into a spot where there wasn't a black jersey around. And now they're in a 3rd and long.
Well, Helwig's coming out of the game here, and I could just imagine the frustration for him and obviously his teammates. Now setting up a 3rd down and 10 for Belleville. Minute 50 to play till the end of the first quarter. 3-0 Cuba City. They started off with a 35-yard field goal, a 25-yard field goal to open scoring here tonight. 3rd and 10 from the 31 of Cuba City. Taylor takes it. Here is a delayed handoff and a run around the right end, and he is loose. It is Myers down the sideline to the end zone. Touchdown. A 31-yard touchdown run by Trayton Myers.
You know, it was the delayed handoff. It's the idea you're holding it in there just like it was an option play and then pulling it out at the last minute. That's what made the play.
Myers showing that speed once he turned the corner, and he was off to the races. And now it is 6-3. Belleville has taken the lead for the first time tonight. That is a Northland Buildings touchdown, Wally. We'll try for a point and flush extra point from the Point and Flush Sportsman's Club. Here comes the hold and the kick by number 6. That's Brody Funseth. He missed. It's no good. So the score remains 6-3. Belleville on top of Cuba City.
Well, he missed putting it between the uprights, but he hit one of the uprights pretty solid.
We'll take a timeout and be back after this. 6-3 Belleville over Cuba City on Super Hits 106.
In game 2.
Hello, Dr. Matt here from Cuba City Family Dental. Something we take pride in is having 3 state-of-the-art facilities in Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington. Our investment in the latest technology and innovative services allows us to provide top-notch dental care to our area families. Take control of your oral health and make an appointment with our team, and let's make your smile the best it can be. Contact Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental now, and let's start this journey together. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
In game 2.
Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton coming to you from the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. A crisp early fall evening tonight. And it's 6-3 Belleville on top of Cuba City. Here comes the ensuing kickoff, fielded by Rundy back at the 15 for the Cubans. He'll run across the field up to the 20, following his blockers, lowers his shoulder across the 25, and then he's hauled down near the 27, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cubans.
Yeah, they were trying to get a wall set up over a little bit more over on the far side. And of course, they kick it, so you have to run a lot further. Another big game this week is taking place not too far up the road, up at River Ridge. They've got Black Hawk Warren tonight, and that's a whale burner up there. Potosi Cassville is hosting Riverdale, and let's see, I can get this one in here yet too. SWS, which is all these labels are getting to me nowadays. But anyway, they're at Iowa Grant.
Out of the gun, here's Kieler. Back to pass, rolling right, pressured. He's just going to throw this one away, incomplete. Probably a good decision by Hudson Kieler. Didn't want to force that one in there. It'll set up a 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Minute 28 to go in the first quarter. 6-3, Belleville on top of Cuba City. Wally, you feel like this, it's early in the game, but this is an important possession for Cuba City to try and answer back after that score from Belleville.
I think it is too. But you know what? I think it's nicer. We're seeing Hudson Kieler here really become, somebody. I mean, that was a smart decision to throw it away.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Delayed handoff to Rowe, running around the left side. And they finally blow it. His knee didn't touch the ground, so he finally falls forward. Looks to me like he got to the 30 or very close to it. So that'll be a gain of about 2 on that one.
Yeah, he ends up at the 29, but
I actually think he got to the 30.
I do too.
They just didn't give it to him. But
yeah, exactly. Oh, the other big game that's in the Six Rivers?
Yeah.
Pekka Argyle at Boscobel.
There you go.
2 over teams.
3 receivers right, 1 left. Back to pass. Kieler has time. 3rd down and 8. He's flushed from the pocket. Gets out of trouble. He's going to run down the sideline, and then he is popped out of bounds. Kind of looked a little late, not egregious though, so no flag is thrown, Wally. It was a little late though.
Yeah, it was a little late on getting that thing out of bounds. But he ends up running the ball for 5 yards.
So it will set up, though, a 4th down as he has stopped.
I'm going to give your offensive line a lot of credit. They did a heck of a job blocking for him, and he had a lot of poise standing back there waiting.
He did. And Cuba City will be forced to punt the ball away this time. And here comes the snap. And the boot, kicking it away, Carter Rundy. This one will bounce at the 40, and then Nemec lets it roll inside the 35, where it's down near the 33 of Belleville.
To get us through the rest of the games that are being played this week, in the Ridge and Valley 8, Kickapoo Lafarge is at Monticello. Highland is playing in Belmont. That's a big game tonight.
That is a big one in 8-player football, yes.
And Wisconsin Heights at North Crawford, and DeSoto is at Wonewoc Center Weston. Another one of those multiple letter schools.
Belleville at their own 33 here, 1st and 10 with 35 seconds left in the first quarter, leading 6-3. And a flag before the snap here. It's going to be a procedure penalty on the Wildcats.
That's only the third marked off or second marked off penalty, both of them against Belleville.
Glad to have our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel up and running tonight, Wally. It is brought to you by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Lely Center Monroe. And it'll be 1st and 15. Taylor to pass. It's a screen. Gets it off. There's another flag thrown, though. It's Myers, the running back, who catches it out of the backfield, and he's tackled across the 30 to the 31. So it picks up about 2, maybe 3 on the screen pass, but Wally, another flag.
And they're calling another hold.
That's a Pink's Automotive penalty, 2nd penalty in a row on Belleville here. So 2 Pink's Automotive penalties back-to-back. Hadn't seen a lot of flags since then. Beautiful sunset, though. Look at that sky out west.
And of course, now marking off the penalties from the previous line of scrimmage, there was a time when they would do it from a spot, and a lot of times the officials would get lost as to what spot it was. Not their fault, because everybody would have moved.
So they move it all the way back to the 19, Wally. The first down marker is at the 44. So they have a long way to go. 24 yards to be exact. First and 24, working out of the shotgun, Taylor. And here comes actually a keeper by the quarterback. He's running left, shakes a man, still on his feet, dragging tacklers, and finally is brought down. That's a heck of a run by the quarterback, Raiden Taylor, as he picks up, almost 15, 16 yards on that run.
Actually, it looks like it's 17. So that's a good job running the ball.
Broke some tackles, kept his legs churning. We haven't seen Raiden Taylor really carry the ball. Was that his first carry?
No, it's his sack. Well, he had a sack.
Yeah.
So first actually trying to
run, yes. That was a nice one. Put the ball into the belly of running back Trayton Myers, pulled it out, and then took off, and heck of a run. Second down, and now 8 to go for Belleville. So much more manageable. Clock is at 12 seconds remaining. They had to reset the clock. 12 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 6-3, Belleville on top. 2 receivers to either side. Taylor getting the offensive call from the near side, working out of the pistol. Right behind him, it's Myers. Takes a snap. Handoff to Myers. Hits the line. Surges through, still on his feet, and then he's finally tackled as time expires by number 35. That is Jackson Dressler. Nice tackle by Dressler, and that should do it for the first quarter.
They marked that as no gain.
Well, it looked to me like he did gain some yards. Maybe they said he was down. Nonetheless, time has expired on the quarter. It's 6-3. Belleville leading Cuba City. We'll be back with the second quarter next here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 3.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team and look good doing it. Visit any People's State Bank location to upgrade your debit card today. Iowa sales tax may apply to fees and service charges. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Board the bus with Midwest Bus Trips for a stress-free day at the 52nd Annual Warren's Cranberry Festival in Warrens, Wisconsin, Saturday, September 27th. The Warren's Cranberry Festival is considered the world's largest cranberry festival and offers a variety of activities including shopping, food, and entertainment. Enjoy deluxe motor coach transportation to and from the festival with pickup and drop-off in Dubuque and Walmart in Platteville. Board the bus, reserve your seat for Warren's Cranberry Festival today at MidwestBusTrips.com.
In Game 3.
Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton coming to you from the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Beautiful evening for high school football, crisp fall air. 6-3, Belleville leading Cuba City as we begin quarter number 2. Working out of the shotgun here, it is Raiden Taylor for the Wildcats. 3rd and 8 coming up. And a delayed handoff. Taylor going to keep it himself again, running around the left end this time. Wrapped up by Frankie Welp. And surges ahead for a couple yards, Wally, but that'll set up a 4th down and medium situation, close to 5, almost 6 yards. We'll call it 5, actually, 4th and 5.
Well, that's being very polite. He's lucky to be able to get that far, really, because he had some people that were chasing him down in the backfield.
So it looks like the Wildcats will be punting the ball away. Tyler Miyamoto on the punt. And back to receive once again, Ethan Griffin for Cuba City. He's back at the 35. Here comes the punt. Wow, they almost got a block. And, ball is bobbled for a second by Griffin. He had called for fair catch, so he couldn't advance it, but he did catch it on the deflection off his shoulder pads, and thankfully holds on. So Cuba City will set up at their own 33-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Cubans here with 11:33 to play till halftime.
Interesting score back up at River Ridge. At 5 minutes before the half, it's 8-8 with Blackhawk 1 and River Ridge tied. End of the first quarter, Fenimore is over Southwestern East Dubuque 7-0, and we'll have more in just after this.
You know what that means? 8 is enough. Hudson Kieler with the handoff to Griffin ahead of steam. Hits the hole hard and picks up about 2 on that one behind the left guard.
And that was the case with He got through the initial, the defensive tackles, but linebackers were able to make the play. Also, quite a ways to go yet in the first quarter. Richland Center, Lancaster 7, Lancaster 6. Go figure.
Cuba City, their 4th drive of the game here, trailing 6-3, 11 minutes to go till halftime. They're at their own 36 now. 2nd down and 8. Here comes a handoff to Rowe. Rowe running right, following his blockers. Falls ahead for, again, a couple more. Setting up a 3rd down, close to 5 here for the Cubans.
And that's one of the things. We haven't seen him break anything yet.
Yeah.
But everything, he's still always positive.
And it's just good, if you're Cuba City, you need to have a little thunder with the lightning. You know what I mean? Having Bradley Rowe back there with Ethan Griffin, he provides the thunder to that lightning. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shotgun here for Hudson Kieler. 3rd down, about 6, rolling to the left. Has time, looking downfield. He does a pump fake, still looking. Now he's going to throw it, and it is intercepted. Climbing the ladder and going up is outside linebacker Kaysen Hellweg, who dropped 2 passes offensively, but he climbs the ladder to make the INT defensively, Wally. That was a nice catch. And that is a Lancaster Dental Fenimore Smiles turnover, as Cuba City has turned it over, unfortunately. And Belleville will take over at their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, that hurt right there. I mean, he was really having trouble trying to find a receiver, and ended up, it looked like he was going to had a receiver open, and no.
Back on offense, Taylor takes the snap. 3 receivers left, has time. Throws down the sideline, has a man, it's Nemec, makes the catch at the 40. He's at the 35, and he's triple teamed and taken down there. Leffelholtz finishes him off for Cuba City, but that was a big gainer for Belleville and flips the field position automatically on that one play.
29 yards.
29-yard reception to Nemec. Beautiful pass by Raiden Taylor. 1st and 10, that is a Sullivan Auctioneering, Big Iron Realty 1st down for Belleville. 9:45 to play in the second quarter. It is 6-3 Belleville, and the Wildcats are looking for more, Wally. 1st and 10 at the 34 of Cuba City. Under center this time, it is Taylor, I formation, and he'll hand it off to the deep back. That would be Myers, hits the hole, gets down to the 30, picks up 4, almost 5 yards.
That was a pretty good job running it. Really a nice job, put enough pressure, and his running power is what got him the yardage.
Also has really nice speed. I mean, he hits that hole hard. 2 receivers to either side. This time, 1 setback, and we do have a timeout on the field here. Not sure what the issue is.
I don't know. Whatever it is, they were forcing Jackson Dressler to come back out of the game.
Yeah, I see that. He just walked to the sideline, one of the starting linebackers. Anyway, 2nd down and 5 for Belleville. 2 receivers to either side. Lone setback is Myers. Pistol formation. Hand off to Myers. Big hole up the middle. He's down to the 20, 15, 10, 5. He'll walk in, Wally. Touchdown.
And that's from 29 yards out.
A 29-yard touchdown run. That's the second 29-yard play of that drive, Wally. And that's Myers' second touchdown of the game. And all of a sudden, Belleville, they have gotten some momentum. They lead at 12-3 over the Cubans here with 8:54 to play in the first half. That's a Northland Buildings touchdown. 2-point conversion attempt coming up now. 2 receivers to either side. Working out of the shotgun, it is Taylor. To his right, it's Myers. Taylor takes a snap, rolling right, looks into the end zone, still looking, and he will float it towards the back corner, but it's incomplete, and that will be a no-good attempt on the 2-point conversion, so it remains 12-3, Belleville on top of Cuba City. 8:54 to play till halftime. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 4.
31 yards, his last touchdown.
When you need additional time to recover and regain your strength following a hospital stay, Grant Regional Health Center's Swing Bed program can be the help you need. Our dedicated team provides individualized skilled nursing care, physical and occupational therapy, in addition to support from respiratory, pharmacy, nutrition, and social services. Together, we can shorten the distance between healing and home. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Trade out and trade up with the Gia Milking Performance Promotion at Fuller's Milker Center. For a limited time, trade out your old milking units and liners and immediately benefit by trading up to a better milking performance at substantial savings. Choose from the Gia IQ Milking Unit or the Classic 300E Milking Unit, both available with a GQ liner package. Plus, save if you need to swap jetter cups too. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your Gia dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center to find out how you can save big trading out and trading up on new Gia milking equipment technology.
In game 4.
12-3, Belleville on top of Cuba City with 8:54 to play in the first half. Here comes the ensuing kickoff after a 29-yard touchdown run by Trayton Myers. Picking it up back at the 5, it is Venata. He is hit at the 10 and then hauled down maybe at the 12. But not great starting field position for the Cubans here on this ensuing possession, Wally, as they find themselves down 12-3. It seems like Belleville has all the momentum right now.
It really does. And speaking of interesting things, Jackson Sapel ended up, he had a pick 6. Lancaster's now over Richland Center 12-7. And Platteville is leading Prairie du Chien. Didn't say where it is in the game, but it's 21-7.
Wow.
Quite a turnaround from what people were expecting.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Here comes a swing pass out of the backfield. It's Ethan Griffin. Cuts back. He's at the 15 and then tackled just shy of the 20, maybe up near the 17 or 18-yard line. But some nimble movements after the catch by Ethan Griffin. A decent gain there of close to 6.
And it was a nice job catching the ball because it was down low to the ground, and so he had to go down and get it.
So 2nd and 4 here for Cuba City. And they're up at their 17, trailing 12-3. 8:19 to play here in this second quarter. Big possession for Cuba City here. 2 receivers to either side. Rolling to the right, Kieler fires downfield. Has his man, Veneta. First down catch made as he's ripped down by Nemec after the reception. But a heck of a catch by Veneta will move the sticks. That is a Sullivan Auctioneering Big Iron Realty first down for the Cubans as they have a 1st and 10 at their own 24 now.
Yeah, that ends up being his second catch tonight. First one was for 6 yards, this one for 8.
And it moves the sticks. 7:55 to play till halftime. Cuba City down 12-3. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Kieler rolls to the left, looking downfield. He is going to run with it and be chased out of bounds. Doesn't, I don't believe, get back to the line of scrimmage, no. He'll lose a couple yards.
And that's not a sack because he was trying to advance the ball. So
right. So he loses, we'll say 2, 2nd down and 12 coming up for the Cubans here with 7:39 to play in the half.
I've made that comment already once this game, but I think that Hudson Kieler has really shown some growth since I saw him play before.
4 receivers set. Kieler to pass, looking to the right. Still looking. He'll throw it away this time. It was in the vicinity of Venata, but good coverage by Nemec. Cooper Nemec in coverage on the play, sets up a 3rd down and 12.
You know, an interesting thought of looking ahead next year with Belleville here, they're not in the SWAL next year. They are going off, and they're going to be over, I believe, I'm not sure which conference they're going to be part of, but also New Glarus is leaving the SWC. And that means that the SWC and SWAL will have a crossover game next year, which they've done before, and it's okay, but not what they like.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. 3rd down and 12 for Cuba City. Kieler to pass. Rolls to the right. He's going to run with it, and he'll step out of bounds across the 25 up to maybe the 27. So a gain of 3, maybe 4, but definitely not enough for a first down, and should be a punting situation here for the Cubans.
Well, one of the things that's kind of a problem for Cuba City is the receivers can't get open.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just they're not doing what they need to do to get open, or if it's just great coverage.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is great coverage. Belleville
Yes.
step for step with those Cuba City receivers. So punting situation, forthcoming. Ooh, this one off the side of the foot from Carter Rundy. Sails out of bounds across the 35, and they will mark it at the 31, it looks like.
Looks like.
Yeah, or 36 rather. So 1st and 10 for Belleville in plus territory after a
Ooh, actually, I would call
bad
it the
punt.
35, where they're actually the point of the ball.
Yeah, that was not a good punt by Rundy. And things going from bad to worse for Cuba City right now. 7:18 to play in the first half. Yeah, ball just shy of the 35 here for this Wildcat offense. 4 receivers. Raiden Taylor working out of the shotgun. Takes a snap. Plenty of time in the pocket. Throws deep down the middle. It is caught. What a grab. Going up is Nemec. Hauls it in near the 5.
Wow is right. That's a 30-yard catch.
So 1st and goal for Belleville. They're inside the Bitech green zone again, and they get a Sullivan Auctioneering Big Iron Realty first down on that 30-yard completion.
Good coverage by Leffelholtz as well.
Ball down to the 6. 4 receivers set. And pistol formation, handoff to Myers, running up the gut. Rowe rips him down, but not after he picks up a good 2-3 yards, Wally, and that'll set up 2nd and goal from about the 3.
You know, he's a good running back.
Absolutely. Trayton Myers, he's got 2 touchdowns already. He's looking for the hat trick if he can get this one in.
Won't be as long as his other 2.
No.
He may force himself to run that far, but nah, he won't.
Looks like they do have a running back in front of him lined up as well this time, a fullback. And here comes the handoff, and he will just walk in. Trayton Myers from 3 yards out, touchdown. Northland Buildings touchdown. 3rd touchdown of the game for Trayton Myers. And Belleville now leads 18-3 over Cuba City.
Yeah, and that was just a good, solid run. And, you know, it's a case of 2 bad mistakes have cost 2 touchdowns for the Cubans.
You get the feeling this game is quickly getting away from Cuba City if they don't regroup. Extra point attempt on the way. High snap. They get the kick down, and it's good. Brody Funseth boots it through, so 19-3 is the score. That is a Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point. Belleville leading Cuba City with 6:27 to play till halftime. We'll be back after this timeout on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 5.
Hello, Amy here from Cuba City Family Dental. Part of our dedication to excellence in the dental services we offer are same-day crowns. Instead of return visits to our office, we can diagnose and fix your tooth in one day at any of our 3 convenient locations. Call us when you are in need and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
In Game 5.
Ethan Griffin will return the kickoff from the 11. He's up to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's across midfield, Wally, a block, and he's off to the races. He's to the 20, 25, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Ethan Griffin to the house from the 11-yard line. That is an 89-yard kickoff return.
And no flags on the field.
Well, that is something Cuba City needed.
Oh, yes.
A special teams touchdown by Ethan Griffin and some great blocking out in front of him.
Well, also just some good running. He kicked the Jets in.
Cuba City looked like they were starting to fade away in this game, and all of a sudden, an 89-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, a Northland Buildings touchdown. And they're back in at 19-9 the score. The extra point is on the way. And the kick is up by Bush, and it is good. So the Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point makes it 19-10. And just like that, Cuba City back within striking distance. We'll take a timeout. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to keep it here because we are approaching halftime.
Interesting score again coming through. We're now at 6:20 to go in the first half, and Richland Center is leading Lancaster 13-12.
Wow.
And Blackhawk Warren has pushed ahead of River Ridge at halftime 16-14.
You know, in college football, they call it Upset Saturday. But right now, Friday Night Lights is looking like Upset Friday Nights with a couple of these scores.
Well, speaking of college ball, big game tomorrow in Aurora, Illinois, where
the Pioneers,
the University of Aurora, is playing UW-Platteville. And the big thing is, it's two ranked teams in the country. Number 15 UW-Platteville against number 22 Aurora. Oh, to see that game.
Absolutely.
And we get to see a former Cuba City Cuban in that game and a former Belleville Wildcat.
Yep. Cuba City back within striking distance now. They trail 19-10 after that 89-yard kickoff return touchdown by Griffin, and here comes the ensuing kickoff. Bush boots it away. This one will bounce inside the 15 and go out of bounds.
Kickoff goes out of bounds
near the 10, close to the 10. We'll see.
I like what he was trying to do. I mean, he's trying to, make the field smaller by kicking it over towards the sideline, and unfortunately, it went out of bounds.
Yep. So the penalty on Cuba City will bring that ball out. It went out, it looked like, at the 12-yard line.
But they move the ball to the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
And they'll get
it doesn't matter where it went out.
And you mentioned before, how the Wildcat formation. No, it's the Wildcats that were in the formation.
Yeah, absolutely. Working out of the shotgun here, Raiden Taylor. Actually, it's the pistol. I'm sorry. Running back behind him. Oh, wow. Hit in the hole by Bradley Rowe. He just absolutely blew that play up. Trayton Myers got thrown to the ground, Wally.
One of the things, a play like that does wonders for a team. And I think you're going to see Cuba City a lot tougher right here in this series.
They lose 2 yards on that run. It'll set up a 2nd and 12 here with 5:43 to play in the first half. And, boy, that kick return it supercharged this Cuba City team all of a sudden.
It's interesting. Belleville is one of the few teams that uses signals to send it in, not running either players or the quarterback coming over.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Raiden Taylor. Here comes the throw over the middle. It is tipped and almost intercepted. Just about picked off. It was dropped by Shepard, who was in coverage on the play. Just couldn't hang on to that. But, boy, I tell you, Riley Shepard, he saw that one coming his way, Wally, and just about got an INT.
It was just over Cooper Nemec's hands, just out of his reach, and almost Cuba City ball.
Well, that would have been a huge turnover in plus territory. Nonetheless, it sets up 3rd down and 12. Key 3rd down here for Belleville, leading 19-10 with 5:20 to play till halftime. 2 receivers to either side. Shotgun formation here for Raiden Taylor. His running back, Myers, to his left. Takes the snap. Time in the pocket. Throws deep down the middle. Nemec there, has the catch, and he's hauled down inside the 25 near the 20-yard line.
That was a hard one.
Eventually brought down by Carter Rundy, but that's a big gainer and another Sullivan Auctioneer Big Iron Realty first down.
Yeah, 46 yards.
46-yard reception, and it'll take it all the way down to the 21, where it's 1st and 10 for Belleville, so they're just outside the Bitech green zone.
Well, Cooper Nemec is the leading receiver coming into the game for the Wildcats. He's showing why.
Well, Raiden Taylor has really been dropping some dimes here as of late. 2 receivers to either side. Taylor rolling to the right. It's an option play. Pitches it outside to his running back Myers. Turns the corner, and he's popped out of bounds after picking up a nice gain of, well, more than 10 yards, about 11, maybe 12 on that run. So that'll be another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down.
Yeah, I'm marking that as a 13-yard gain.
So it will put them inside the Bitech green zone, Belleville, and give them a 1st and goal, looks like from the 8-yard line.
And we got over 4 minutes to go left in the half.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Wingback left, working out of the gun here. It is Taylor. He's going to keep it and run it himself, but not go anywhere as he is thrown down defensively by number 12, Jonas Teasdale, who came in and made the stop.
I would consider that no gain because he gained the ball. Maybe it moved it ahead, maybe a half the length of the football.
Right. Yeah, I'll go with no gain on that one. Setting up 2nd and goal from the 8 once again. 2 receivers to either side this time. Pistol formation. Taylor with Myers right behind him. Takes a snap. Hands it off to Myers. Up the gut. Gets to the 5. And then is thrown down by Bradley Rowe, it looks like.
Give Myers credit for 4 yards on that. Down about the 4-yard line from the 8.
So 3rd and goal from the 4 for Belleville. Clock ticking. We're just about 3 minutes remaining, a little over 3 minutes left in this first half. 19-10. Belleville on top, looking for more. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Taylor takes a snap, throws to the near side, incomplete. Intended for Nemec, one of the rare passes Nemec didn't catch, although that would have been a tough one. And sets up 4th and goal from the 4.
I mean, there's no doubt that it was a forward pass, but it wasn't that far off being a backwards lateral pass.
Big 4th down here, Wally. If Cuba City could somehow get a stop, although if you're Belleville, do you contemplate a field goal?
Well, they're contemplating right now. There's no signal being sent in.
And they're going to call a timeout on the field. So we'll keep it here with the timeout taken. 19-10, Belleville leading, facing a 4th and goal from the 4. And we'll see what they do. We want to thank our sponsors, though. They include Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. Also, Cool Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Hazel Green for leaky pipes to heating and air conditioning. Call Jack at 608-854-2265 for prompt quality service. Cool Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Hazel Green. Mark, Trish, and Casey Thompson at Thompson's IGA in Cuba City want to wish Cuba City football team good luck this year. Check out their weekly ad at thompsonsiga.com. Thompson's IGA in Cuba City, hometown proud. Well, ready to get back to action here. Big 4th down coming up.
Well, it's one of 2 things. Either they're going to throw the ball or they're, well, and I don't think they are. I think Trey Myers is going to get it.
Here we go. They're going for it. 4th and goal from the 4. Belleville leading 19-10, looking for more. 2 receivers to either side. Shotgun. And it is a delayed handoff. Running back hit in the backfield. He's not going to get there. Tackled from behind by number 50. That is Clayton Doherty. He makes the stop, and that will be a turnover on downs. What a huge stop by that Cuba City defense, Wally.
You know, it's one of the things, and, you know, we knew this coming into this. I don't care who you play in your non-conference. It's once conference starts, how do you play? And Cuba City is playing a lot better than they did over the last couple of weeks.
So a turnover on downs gives the ball back to the Cubans with 2:51 to go till halftime, trailing 19-10. They do take over, though, deep in their own territory at their own 4-yard line, Wally, so they kind of have to be careful here. And here comes a run play to the near side. It's Ethan Griffin. Shakes a man at the 10 and dives forward. Boy, if he didn't lose his footing there, Wally, he might have been off to the races. He does, though, gain almost 10. We'll call it a 9-yard chunk run.
That was really a nice job running the ball there, but you're right. He wasn't that far away from popping it.
2:46 remaining here in this second quarter. 19-10, Cuba City trailing Belleville, but they face a second and less than a yard here coming up. Working out of the shotgun once again, it is Kieler. Delayed handoff to Ethan Griffin again. Up the middle, he has the first down, picks up 2, almost 3 yards on that run.
You know, that's one of the things that Cuba City does have this backfield that can be scary because you're either going to have Rowe back there or Griffin, and you have kind of the old saying way back many years ago, Mr. Inside and Mr. Outside.
And that, of course, a Sullivan Auctioneer, Big Iron Realty first down. Cuba City now kind of a little bit of breathing room here, not in the shadow of their own end zone anymore. They'll have 3 receivers left, one to the right on a 1st and 10 from their own 16. A delayed handoff. Once again, Ethan Griffin up the gut, running to the left side this time. He's finally brought down by number 52. That would be Hazen Edmond, a gain on the play of about 3. Clock continuing to tick. We're under 2 minutes remaining here in this first half.
And this is one of the things that where Cuba wants to keep the ball and keep moving it down the field. They'd like to have about a 1-minute drive.
Carter Rundy bringing in the play from the far sideline. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shepard, the receiver wide right. Bunch formation to the left. Shotgun here for Hudson Kieler with Griffin in the backfield. Griffin gets it. He's running to the left, following his blocker, running to the right rather, following his blocker, and charges ahead for a decent gain, setting up 3rd and 3 here for the Cubans.
You have to give Taylor a lot of credit on that on defense because he really came from his linebacker spot like a shot to come back over to create a problem with that play.
We're just about a minute remaining in this first half, Wally, and a big 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and 3 here for Cuba City. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun for Kieler. Griffin to his left. Quick pass, it's a slant. Caught by Venata, and he is taken down immediately after catching it. He picks up close to 7, almost 8 yards on that reception.
In fact, I'm going to give him credit for 8 yards. That was a nice job holding on to that football.
They wind the clock. 45 seconds left in the half. Cuba City quickly to the line. Out of the shotgun. Kieler has time in the pocket. Scans, rolls right, looks downfield. He's just going to throw this one away. Looked like he was maybe looking for Collins deep downfield, but overshoots him, and it's an incomplete pass.
That was a case again, where just guys aren't quite getting away, and so you basically have to throw it away.
32 seconds left in the first half. 19-10. We've got a good one here in Cuba City tonight. Belleville leading by 9. Cubans trying to get another score right before halftime and make this one real tight. We'll see if they can do that. They're facing a 2nd down and 10 from their own 31. 32 rather.
Yeah, they just want points. They'll take whatever they
Looks
get
like
for
we're going to
points.
have a timeout taken on the field here by Cuba City. Maybe a little bit of confusion on that one, Wally.
And there are only 32 seconds to go here in the half.
We want to thank our sponsors, Cuba City Collision Repair. Cuba City Collision and Repair is recommended by a long list of satisfied customers. See Joel Groom, Brian Cohn, and the crew at Cuba City Collision and Repair. Coming up, of course, we have our McNett Electric halftime report. Wally, of course, with the halftime report, we have our halftime fix from Millie's Diner in Dickeyville, which has delicious food. In fact, we just announced this. So Bob Mittendorf has a promotion in the fall called Mittendorf's Meals in the Field, where he delivers a full meal to a farm family that's working in the field, and it's brought to you by New Horizons Supply Cooperative, and Millie's Diner is one of our meal providers this year.
I think that is a phenomenal thing to do. I love that concept. I really do.
That, of course, is on our sister station, 97.7 Country. Big play coming up here, 2nd and 10 as we get back to action. Cuba City driving on Belleville from their own 32. Back to pass Kieler. Not much time on the clock. 30 seconds left. Rolling left. Gets rid of it, and he'll just throw it away. It's incomplete, setting up a 3rd and 10.
Technically, I would say it was to Griffin, but it wasn't anywhere near him.
No.
But there was no hope.
Big 3rd down for Cuba City. If they want to have any hope of scoring before halftime, they need to convert this and probably get across midfield pretty soon here with 26 seconds left.
Well, we're sitting real close here with only 26 seconds. 19-10, Belleville over Cuba City. They'd like to get another 6 here.
2 receivers to either side. Shotgun formation for Hudson Kieler. Delayed handoff to Ethan Griffin, and boy, he's not going anywhere. He is stacked up by big number 69, Isaac Patro, 6'2", 209. He's a big boy. And a timeout will be taken by Belleville with 19 seconds left in the half, so they're going to try and, maybe set up a punt return or get something going quickly with still a little bit of time left before halftime. Once again, we want to thank some of our sponsors. Pink's Automotive in Lancaster, Goodney's Garage in Platteville. They have certified technicians, equipment, and experience to keep your vehicle in top running condition. Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. That's Gary's Pest Control, over 40 years of professional, friendly service. Some pests hard to get rid of, though, Wally.
Well, yes, I'm not going to argue that one. I mean, some pests are worse than others.
We're not going to name names.
But if we're talking about what we think of as insect pests, flies this summer have been horrible.
Oh, my goodness. No doubt. So Cuba City will punt it away. It will be Rundy.
No, they're not. They're acting almost as if he's going to fake it.
And this is a much better punt. This one will get across midfield, bounce at the 40, roll inside the 30, down to the 25, and die at about the 23-yard line. So a heck of a punt that time by number 20, Carter Rundy. Much better.
42 yards.
So that will give Belleville the ball back with 8 seconds before halftime, Wally, and I guess they still technically have time to do something. We'll see.
Yeah, it's pretty tight, when you're under 10 seconds.
Of course, they got that Cooper Nemec guy, right? Maybe throw it up to him.
I know that's a distinct possibility, but I expect to see a knee.
Yeah, looks like it. So it looks like Belleville will be content to take the lead in at halftime, and they will. 19-10 is going to be your halftime score. Belleville leading Cuba City at the half. The McNett Electric halftime report, that is coming up next here on Super Hits 106 KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and also the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back after this.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
Show your
Fenimore
school
with the
spirit
lead.
with every swipe.
Wow.
And
People's
Richard
State
Center
Bank
is leading
offers
at
debit
halftime.
cards featuring your
Jeez.
local school's mascot.
Upset
And now through
Saturday is
September
upset
30th,
Friday
you can
night.
upgrade for 50% off.
Well,
Even
Richard
better,
Center's much
$5 from
improved.
your card fee goes
But-
right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team
take a
and
quick
look good
look
doing
here.
it. Visit
Well, you know
any
who's the
People's State Bank
honorary
location
captain
to
at the
upgrade your
Wisconsin
debit card
Badger
today.
football game
Iowa
tomorrow?
Sales tax may apply to fees and service charges.
Richland
People's State
Center
Bank.
native
Member
Brady
FDIC.
Ewing.
Well, that's fair enough.
I'm here today with
So I
Keith
wonder if
Dula
he
from
isn't
Anderson
at
Weber
that
Toyota in
football
Dubuque.
game, kind of
Keith, it seems
inspiring
like hybrids are
the
dominating
Richland
the
Center
roads,
Hornets,
but
his
there
alma
aren't many
mater.
charging
Could be.
locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there's no need for plug-in charging.
That's awesome. What about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Hey, that's a great question. Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and to take a test drive today.
Board the bus with Midwest Bus Trips for a stress-free day at the 52nd Annual Warren's Cranberry Festival in Warrens, Wisconsin, Saturday, September 27th. The Warrens Cranberry Festival is considered the world's largest cranberry festival and offers a variety of activities including shopping, food, and entertainment. Enjoy deluxe motor coach transportation to and from the festival with pickup and drop-off in Dubuque and Walmart in Platteville. Board the bus, reserve your seat for Warren's Cranberry Festival today at MidwestBusTrips.com.
What happened to customer service? You're expected to check yourself out at the store, you're expected to pay 3% extra to use credit cards, and you're expected to unbox your own mattress and set it up yourself. Well, not at Dubuque Mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress. At Dubuque Mattress, customer service is alive and well. When you buy a mattress from us, we take care of everything. We deliver, set up, and get rid of the old mattress for you. We don't charge for using credit cards, and we offer free financing. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
Are your kids already complaining that they're bored after school? Send them to Bell Tower Theater. Your kids will make friends, gain confidence, and learn something new with our Kids Take the Stage fall classes. For kids in kindergarten through 8th grade, this 6-week session of classes starts October 6th. Registration deadline is September 29th, and spaces are limited. Financial assistance is available. Call the Bell Tower Theater at 563-588-3377 or visit belltowertheater.net.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
Hey, welcome back to our halftime report. It's brought to you by Magnet Electric. Rob Spangler, Wally Trouton live from Cuba City High School. And we have a good one here tonight. 19-10 is your halftime score. The Belleville Wildcats lead by 9 at the break, but Cuba City certainly not out of this one. Wally, a beautiful night for high school football. I was joking earlier that in college football, they sometimes call it Upset Saturday. We have what is shaping up to be maybe an upset Friday Night Lights tonight across southwest Wisconsin.
Well, we could be close to that. I mean, a lot of people were looking at Prairie du Chien being really one of the powers this year, but all of a sudden they're finding that Platteville's a lot better than they thought they were.
Yes.
The Platteville Hillmen are over the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks right now, 28-14 at half. And in our game here, Belleville is over Cuba City, 19-10. And this is a game where I don't know who the favorite really was. I think because we're looking at both teams being pretty good. But the other one where we're looking at a little upset is Richland Center over Lancaster at half, 13-12.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a really.
That one's a little surprising.
Where's this Richland Center team coming from?
Well, and Richland Center, I was talking to you about this, probably their most famous, at least in recent memory, alum that played high school football at Richland Center is Brady Ewing. We all know and remember Brady. He played for the Badgers and then went on into the NFL. I believe the Atlanta Falcons were the team that he played for. And, well, he's the honorary captain tomorrow at Camp Randall Stadium in Madison. So maybe Brady Ewing firing up the troops a little bit in this one.
You never know how that is always going to be taken, but that's a nice, and I don't want to call it an honor for Brady Ewing because Brady Ewing has already had enough honors. And my compliments to him. Fun to watch him play in high school. I enjoyed watching him play, and in fact, I'm sorry, Richland Center, but the year he was a senior, he was your team.
Right.
I mean, he was that good.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got one other score here. Fenimore over Southwestern East Dubuque. It's late in the second quarter, probably halftime by now. 27-0.
That one surprises me too. I tell you, these are some surprising scores on the Shoebox scoreboard tonight.
But there's one thing about it. I saw Fenimore last week. They're a big play team.
Oh, yeah, and they put up a heck of a fight against River Ridge, of course.
Well, and that was one that that was a case of you got to be kidding me, because River Ridge I thought had the game in hand, and then all of a sudden, under a minute to go, Fenimore scores to take the lead and left not hardly any time at all for River Ridge to come back.
Right.
They gave it a shot, but either they had a little bit too much yardage to go or ran out of time, whichever way you want to look at it. That was a whale of a football game.
Heck yeah.
And River Ridge is a very good team. And we see the Blackhawk Warren is leading River Ridge 16-14 at half. But again, Blackhawk Warren is another pretty good team.
That sounds about right to me.
That's one of those. If I would have been predicting, I would have said, let's flip the coin.
Right.
And I might have given a little edge to River Ridge because the game is at Ridge.
Do have another score that just came in on the Shoebox scoreboard. Ithaca leads Hillsboro 14-7 at the half.
I'm waiting because Jimmy Koska said that he was going to try to get us a halftime score to me with basketball. Because I look at that as being one of the big games of the week, basketball against Peck Argyle, and whoever wins, it might be their win this year.
Yeah, exactly. That is a big one. Welcome back. Again, it is the McNett Electric Halftime Report. Rob Spangler, Wally Trouton. We're coming to you from the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Ayers Furniture's best seat in the house. And, of course, Ayers Furniture is in downtown Ridgeway for free delivery on their heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. For what's sure to be the best seat in your house, visit Ayers Furniture and ayersfurniture.com. We'll continue our halftime report after this timeout. A look at first half stats. We'll also have our Millie's Diner fix at halftime. That's all coming up. 19-10, Belleville leading Cuba City at the break here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 6.
Looking to upgrade your floors? Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington has new arrivals in stock ready to install. Choose from luxury vinyl plank, tile, and laminate from top brands like Paramount and Mannington. Hermson's has in-stock carpet rolls too. And don't worry about the hassle because they measure and install. Hermson's now stocks Sluter systems for tile, showers, and floors, complete with waterproofing and drains. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, family owned since 1942.
I guess I haven't asked you that, no.
But I do offer a hand salute.
Yeah.
And as
it's apple season at Oakwood Fruit Farm, featuring fresh big favorites like Honeycrisp,
You're not supposed to?
Rave, and more waiting for you. Sip on some fresh apple cider. Don't miss the bakery treats. Hot apple cider donuts made fresh daily. Homemade apples, turnovers, cookies, and even bake and bake pies.
I hear you.
Every Tuesday, enjoy 10% off all apple purchases. And while you're there,
that makes sense.
With beautiful fall moms. Oakwood Fruit Farm open daily 9 to 5. Follow the signs. South of Ithaca on Apple Ridge Road.
That makes sense.
6.
And you'll also find trainers to do that.
Hey, welcome back. It is our McNett Electric halftime report brought to you by McNett Electric in Belmont. Chip and the crew at McNett Electric take care of all of your electrical needs, home, farm, and every other electrical need you have. It is 19-10. That's our halftime score. Belleville, the visiting team, leading the host Cuba City Cubans here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And Wally Trouton now. Let's take a look at our first half stats.
You know, the big stat that's going to jump out right away at me, it's the number of plays Belleville has run versus what Cuba City has run. Belleville is well over 30 plays that they've had. And we're looking at Cuba City, it's not much over 20. It's in the 20s. So, I mean, Belleville's had a lot more plays. But then again, you can see that when you look at yardage because if you take a look at it, Belleville in 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, in 17 plays, they've got running plays, they've got 117 yards. So that's pretty good for for a first half. And Taylor has put the ball up 11 times, but he's completed only 6, which is disappointing. Oh, I got this all, yeah. And what is it here? 130 yards. So 117 yards rushing and 130 yards passing. That's a lot of yards and a half. And only to have 19 points.
Right.
But then if you take a look at Cuba City, they've had trouble really getting multiple yards rushing the football. They did get 9 yards once, but they've had a sack for -10 and a couple like that. They've only got 46 yards. And that's in 17 plays. That's not very much.
No.
Throwing the ball, Hudson Kieler, he has put the ball up in the air 15 times. He had 1 interception, has completed 7, the interesting thing, he's got about 3 throwaways because he didn't have receivers open, which is almost too bad. It's almost like he's 7 of 12, really, instead of 15.
Yeah.
But he's only got 76 yards. And that's the problem. They just need to get more yardage.
They do. I mean, the biggest yardage play, of course, was the 89-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Ethan Griffin. That was, of course, a special teams play.
And otherwise, their biggest play is the first pass to Griffin went for 22 yards.
Yeah.
And that's it for big plays. It's, Briggs Rendy had a couple of pass catches that were, for 10, 13, 14 yards, but again, that's it.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, we will talk about what the fix is from Millie's Diner after this break. First, want to thank a few more sponsors, though. Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, our first down sponsor. If you have livestock, farmland, or buildings to sell, call Daryl Krapp. Visit bigiron.com to learn more. Rosemeyer Wealth Management. They'll design a plan specific to your retirement goals. The experts at Rosemeyer Management will answer all your questions, even if you don't know what questions to ask. Check out their website at rosemeyermg.com. Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster, whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service, because at Les Mack you always get more from less. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland, TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. And Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, their guided upland bird and waterfowl hunts with friends and family will create memories that'll last forever. Make your best shot with Point and Flush Sportsman's Club in Potosi. We'll take another time out, be back with our Millie's Diner halftime fix. It is the McNett Electric halftime report, 19-10, Belleville leading Cuba City here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 7.
The apple of the Tri-State's eye is open. Cypress Orchard is now open daily with fresh-picked apples including Honeycrisp, Zestar, McIntosh, and many more varieties.
But wait, there's more.
That's right. Cypress is now featuring their homemade apple pie. You will also find apple cider donuts and caramel apples with Cypress special homemade caramels.
Is that all?
No, but we have only 30 seconds. Go online and like us on Facebook or visit cypressorchards.com. Better yet, make the short drive south on Highway 52 South.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at am1590wpvl.com.
Turbine Dodge salutes Paula Redfern, LPN, primary nurse for Dr. Vandigo at Galena Medical Associate Family Care. Turbine will honor Paula with a donation to Kreider Services Galena. Visit turbinedodge.com to nominate an area nurse. Thank you, Paula. From Turbine Dodge in Dubuque.
In Game 7.
We're back in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Best seat in the house broadcast booth. It is a great seat here. Love doing games at Cuba City High School. And beautiful field, beautiful night, crisp fall air. Maybe the first night to bring a blanket to the game. I've got my jacket on, but it's not cold, but it's cool.
Windbreaker on.
You got a windbreaker. It's cool. It's crisp.
Yeah, it's nice.
Feels nice. 19-10 your score. Belleville on top of Cuba City. Wally, time to take a look at what the fix might be. Of course, the halftime fix is brought to you by our friends at Millie's Diner in Dickeyville. They present the halftime fix. Stop in and see what they're fixing for you. What are you fixing if your guy cop, Wally?
Well, I'm going to start off taking a look at Belleville, and really what do they need to do? The number one thing is I think they need to keep running the football with Myers a lot, and you need to get – I think Taylor himself needs to be able to run the ball a little bit more. And as far as their passing, continue on with where you've been at as you've gone to, because you have had a lot of you've had some incomplete passes that probably shouldn't have been there, and I guess that's just it. I mean, some of them were dropped, some of them were just barely missed or whatever, but just keep doing what you're doing as far as throwing the ball. But yeah, I think Taylor needs to carry the ball more and keep Myers in the game. For Cuba City, the number one thing you've done good, you kept the game close.
Yes.
That's a biggie. And they've done that with some I would say at times their defense has risen to the occasion when they needed to.
Yeah.
One was down at the goal line as an example.
Yep.
But their biggest problems will probably end up being on offense. That's where they need to pick the game up a little bit.
Yeah.
They have not rushed the football well, but part of that is the fact they've been just very okay passing the ball. They can't get receivers open, and the receivers have to find a way to do that. And I know they've been schooled on it. I know they do that in practice. The only thing you could do from a coaching viewpoint to improve on that is to give maybe a better chance by running more crossing patterns, doing some Xings, particularly if you can try to do that deep down the middle. The X's deep down the middle create a real havoc with safeties. And depending on how close the receivers run to each other, you'll get defenders running into each other.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have to do whatever you can as long as it's not a penalty type situation. You don't want to do you don't want to set up a pick per se, but if it's a natural pick, that's different because that's legal.
Right.
But I think that's the biggest thing. If they pick up the passing game, complete more passes there, it's going to open up the running game. And
Ethan Griffin has shown flashes.
Well, he's shown flashes because of his quickness. Bradley Rowe has not. I don't know why I do that. I've been doing that for a couple of weeks.
Right.
But the one thing that he has not had a chance to really get anything going, but he's one of those that he's going to get that 1 and 2 yards that you really need when you really need it.
Yeah.
But Griffin is your home run threat. And let's face it, Hudson Kieler, you've had quarterbacks who run the ball in Cuba City in the past. He's not the runner type. He can get some yards for you when you need it, but that's not really your main choice. You really get the other guys going.
Yep. That is our Millie's Diner fix of the game. And, good news for Cuba City, Wally, is that they do get the ball to start the second half. So this opening possession of the second half, this is a pivotal possession, isn't it?
It could be. This is one where they want to try to do something. And, again, like I said, if you can get the ball to a couple of your receivers here early in this, it's going to help the running backs get a better shot because all of a sudden the linebackers have to loosen up a little bit. There's 5 of them there, and they're picking up a lot when they're running the ball. But, boy, you've got to get a chance and maybe clear out one side with your receivers and then get Griffin running the ball back on that side. Again, all kinds of little things, but – and if it was the old days, I'd send a note to the coaches for Cuba City and say, come on, guy, get the waggle going again.
Hey, we do have a scoring update on the Shoebox scoreboard. This is a baseball score, but the Milwaukee Brewers win tonight, 5-2 over the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Do you see surprise on my face?
No. All they do is win lately, right? Well.
Hey. So they've made the right trades over here, and you've had some pretty good job from the manager making the right moves.
Yeah, Pat Murphy's had a heck of a year.
Job.
Heck of a year.
And you know what? We have a Pat Murphy bobblehead.
Yes, we do. Here's a short kick. It's a squibber fielded by one of the up men for Cuba City, Jonas Teasdale, who fields it near the 40-yard line. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, Wally, but that sets up Cuba City with great field position to start the second half. They'll be at their own 38.
You never know when it comes to a lot of high school kickers. And we watched both kickers warming up. Some kicks were really good, and some kicks, not so much.
And maybe they were fearful. They did give up an 89-yard kick return to Ethan Griffin earlier, so maybe that was the plan too. Right. Nonetheless, good field position for Cuba City to begin the second half. Their own 38, 1st and 10. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Here comes a delayed handoff to Bradley Rowe, turning the corner right side. He hammers his way forward for 3 or 4 yards. A nice run.
Well, he had 3 yards once before, so he ties his biggest rush of the game.
And he's that bulldozing kind of back. You're not expecting necessarily big gainers, but that can soften up a defense if Cuba City stays more committed to the run in this second half.
Well, one of the things looking at Belleville, when you got a guy at 286 who's on your center, you kind of shut that middle down a little.
2nd down and 7 for the Cubans at their own 43. Another handoff. Bradley Rowe again lowers the shoulder. He'll get up to the 45 this time. Another gain, Wally, of close to 3 yards.
Yep.
This is 3 yards in a cloud of dust right now for Cuba City to start the second half, and we'll see if this is something that Guy Kopp is kind of committing to. We're going to hammer the ball. Let's see if that's what they're going with here.
Well, if you can find a spot where you can get 3 and 4 yards a pop, you take that, because 4 yards a pop, you drive all the way down the field. You move the chains, get in the end zone.
10:46 to play, third quarter. 19-10, Belleville on top of Cuba City. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Shotgun here. 3rd down and 4. Kieler will look to pass. Flush from the pocket to the right. Throws. It's incomplete. He's hit as he throws. Good pressure on the play defensively by number 5, Trayton Myers. And that'll set up a 4th down and 4 and presumably a punting situation here for Cuba City.
The problem there is all of a sudden there's 4 Cuba City receivers all within 5 yards of each other.
Right.
What are you going to do as a quarterback? You have nowhere to go.
That's been kind of an ongoing issue here for Cuba City tonight, hasn't it?
It really has.
So, Rundy to punt it away for the Cubans. And this is Myers. This one will bounce inside the 15 and be down near the 12. Heck of a punt.
Nice punt.
So that flips field position. Belleville takes over a throw and 12 with 10:21 remaining in the third quarter.
At this point, I have to make again about my comment about the third team on the field, the officials. I haven't thought about saying anything about them because I hadn't noticed them. And that's because they've done a real nice job tonight in this football game.
No doubt about it. So Belleville takes over deep in their own territory at the 12, leading 19-10, 10:21 to play. And under center this time, it is Raiden Taylor, I formation behind him, 2 receivers right, 1 left. And it's play action. He will look to throw to the right, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver was Spiegel, but that one wide of Spiegel, and it's 2nd and 10.
I was wondering where he was actually going to try to go with the ball, because both receivers over there were pretty well covered.
10:16 to play here in this third quarter. Clock stops. 19-10, Belleville again on top. 4 receivers this time.
I was a little surprised. I kind of expected Myers to touch the ball there.
Taylor out of the pistol here. Myers right behind him. And here comes a quick swing pass to the right. It is caught immediately. I believe the ball carrier was Hartwig. It was. And he will, or Helwig rather, and he will pick up about 4 yards on the quick hitter.
And that was just a quick throw, and he just immediately started because he was the one that didn't have anyone in press coverage on him.
Yeah, Kason Helwig, tight end, made the grab that time. 2 receivers to either side. Shotgun formation here, 3rd down and 6 for Belleville. Taylor takes it. It's an option run play, pitches it outside, and lots of daylight for Myers. Turns the corner at the 30, 20, or 30, 40 rather. Knocked out of bounds near the 45. Heck of a run by Trayton Myers. And he gets to the 46 before they finally stop it.
It ends up being 31 yards.
So a first down, a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. And that one gets them all the way up near midfield. Belleville's opening possession of the second half. 9.5 minutes left in the third quarter. They lead 19-10. Pistol here for Taylor. An option run. Taylor going to keep it. Tries to turn the corner left side. Lowers the shoulder. And is taken down out there by, I believe, Venata. Yep. Trevor Venata with the stop. Gain on the play of about 2.
It's about the third time that he's tried to run a little option out there and just has not had much of an opportunity to get anywhere.
Not much running room. 2nd and 8 coming up here for Belleville. 9 minutes to go, third quarter. 2 receivers to either side. Belleville at their own 47. Man in motion, Nemec. He gets it on a jet sweep around the right end. Turns the corner. Hit, and then taken down immediately across the 50, maybe at the 49 of Cuba City. Boy, he got popped, and now we have an official timeout on the field. Wonder if this isn't an injury timeout, because Nemec took a hard pop right when he stopped. Not sure what happened, but he went down hard. So hopefully he's all right. It would set up, looks like about a 3rd down and 5 after that run wall.
Yes.
So maybe about 3 yards. Well, we have an injury timeout on the field. We'll keep it here and thank some of our fine sponsors. They include Krantz Auto Parts. Krantz Hardware do it best. See Rob Krantz and the crew for full-service repairs on cars and light trucks too. Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best in Fenimore. Also, Carver's Hardwood Flooring for hardwood flooring, stair installation, or refinishing needs. Call Ryan Carver, the only National Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. Back to his feet is Nemec, so good news there. He is being helped back to the sideline. Hopefully nothing major here.
No kidding.
Game also brought to you by Millie's Diner in Dickeyville, where everything is homemade. Open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Check out their menu and daily specials on Facebook. And Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, and at sloans.com.
And the shoebox scoreboard has another score that just came in. Lancaster has now taken the lead over Richland Center 20-13 with 6:26 to go in the 3rd quarter.
One thing I will say, Nemec has his helmet off and is walking very gingerly, so I don't want to speculate.
It doesn't appear to be a leg injury.
No, it doesn't appear to be a leg injury, but it does appear to be serious enough that he's going to have to come out for at least some time and maybe get a concussion test.
And they're going to go through the protocol.
Well, it almost looks like they're working on his hand or arm too. So nonetheless, Belleville faces a 3rd down and 5 here right across midfield at the 49 of Cuba City. Working out of the pistol, Taylor. Delayed handoff. Running back gets it. That is number 4, the reserve backup, Jackson Fay. And he wheels his way forward, Wally, up the middle for maybe only a yard or so, setting up a 4th down and 4.
That was a pretty good job, Cuba City up front. Linebackers came in to fill that in real tight, real quick. And we got a wholesale group of Wildcats taking the field.
Yeah, looks to me like a punting situation here. So Cuba City gets a key stop here as Trevor Van Natta will be back deep to receive at the 15. Here comes the punt. Venata will run and watch it bounce at the 20 and roll down to about the 17-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 there for the Cubans.
It was a good job, really, letting everyone else get out of the way.
Right. So 1st and 10, Cuba City at their own 17-yard line, trailing 19-10. Still hanging around in this game, Wally. No offensive touchdowns yet, just a special teams touchdown, and, of course, that 25-yard field goal, which opened scoring to begin the game. But Cuba City, they're in this game, Wald. Make no doubt about it. Start at their own 17 here, 1st and 10. Handoff. It is Bradley Rowe running up the gut, gets across the 20 up to about the 21. So not a bad gain, 3-4 yards on that one.
Well, he is consistent on getting 3 yards.
And again, you get the feeling Guy Kopp really wants to establish some physicality and that running game here in the second half, Wally.
I'll tell you, they have not done well throwing the football. I mean, I don't care if they're 6 out of 10 throwing the ball, or 7 out of 15. That's not horrible, but they can do better running it.
2nd down and 7, another run play. It is Rowe around the right end, crawls forward after being tripped up near the 25. He's tackled at the 24, and that'll set up a 3rd down and 4, and we do have an injury on the field here. I believe that is that Fischler?
I'm not sure.
One of the offensive linemen? Looks like it. So they're going to attend to him. We have another injury timeout. You hate to see that. Couple of those this game, but we'll thank some sponsors again. They include Baus Electric. Call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Baus Electric, Lancaster, and Fenimore. Lancaster Dental Associates and Fenimore Smiles. Get the smile you want and the health you deserve. Learn more at lacdent.com. Sups.com. Fuel your fitness journey with a wide selection of products from locally owned company. Visit their Fenimore, Dubuque, and Platteville locations and at sups.com. And People's State Bank for personal, home, business, and ag loans. Visit one of their convenient area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC. It is Fischler, and he is back on his feet, so that's good to see. Ty Fischler from the Cubans walking back to the sideline. So we've had a couple players shaken up tonight, Wall.
Well, I was looking back down here at Nemec, and he had his shoulder pads off and his arms off to the side and kind of holding around. I think he might have an arm issue, shoulder issue, something like that.
Yeah, upper body is what it looks like.
And who knows, he could have had a separation there as well. And
yep.
They hurt like crazy. Fortunately, they don't always keep you out for the next week.
True. 3rd down and 4 for Cuba City. Have it at their own 24. Out of the shotgun. It's a quick swing pass. Far side, Venata. He is immediately met and taken down. A great open field tackle out there. And trying to see who did it. He hasn't turned to face us this way. It's number 12. That would be Tyler Miyamoto. And great stop and a loss on the play of close to 6 yards. And Wally, that will force a punting situation for Cuba City.
It's like I said before, the little things they've tried throwing the ball, they just have not had good luck. That needed to be a slip screen, I think.
So, Rundy to boot it away for the Cubans again. This one will bounce at the 45, roll up near midfield across the 50, and down to the 48 of Belleville, where the Wildcats take over at their own 48 here with 6:05 remaining in the 3rd quarter. So kind of a defensive slugfest as of late, hasn't it been?
It's what it's turned into here in the second half. But again, we haven't gone that far into the second half.
No, plenty of time to play here. Unfortunately for Belleville, one of their big play threats, Cooper Nemec, out for looks like the remainder of the game. Pistol formation here for Raiden Taylor. And he'll hand it off to the deep back this time. That would be Myers. We do have a late flag coming in, Wally.
It's either going to be a flag or at that point you could see a mask or something. But
and,
it's hard
oh,
to say.
boy.
And we have a player
Myers
down.
is down, the running back, and that would be, looks like they're just working out a cramp. So good news on that front. Doesn't look like necessarily a real injury.
You don't see many cramps this time of year.
No,
in this weather.
Especially with the cooler weather. Yeah, but they're working that out on Myers. Meanwhile, did you see the official signal?
They're looking at Cuba City right now, and he hasn't made a signal yet.
Actually, I'm sorry. That wasn't Myers. That was
it's an offensive
lineman. Yeah, that was Edmond, Hazen Edmond. So he's the right guard actually. Yeah, almost looks like it's a hamstring. Well, they still continue to work him out, so it must be a cramp, but it almost looks like it's in the hamstring area. So nonetheless, this is a hold on Belleville. It'll move it back inside the 35 to the 34-yard line, and that will set up a first down and about 19, looks like. Working out of the gun here, it is the quarterback, Taylor, pitches it outside to Myers, spins, thrown down at the 40. And we have another player on the ground, Wally, this time for Belleville. Boy, injuries starting to stack up here. Or is this another cramp? Yeah, it looks like it's another cramp.
Yeah.
Boy, this is bizarre at this point.
Well, while we're attending to that, I've got some stuff on the shoebox scoreboard. In the 3rd quarter, Proteshine and Platteville are now tied at 28. And with 4 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter, Blackhawk Warren is leading River Ridge 22-14. And Lancaster is ahead of Richland Center 20-19 with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. So there's some interesting things happening on the shoebox scoreboard.
No doubt about it. And interesting that we're having cramping issues here in this cool weather. That's Isaac Patro that time, another offensive lineman, Wally. That's a second offensive lineman who's had a cramping issue for Belleville.
Well, Edmond down here is still trying to get not out, but he's going to go in anyway.
Yeah, and he's coming back in, yeah. Edmond's coming back in. Meanwhile, Patro is coming out. So, crazy.
It's not. You don't expect to have cramps in this kind of weather.
Anyway,
I'll come back and say, guys, quit drinking your soft drinks.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if they're doing that, but.
Second down and 19 here for Belleville. They are at the 40, at their own 40. And what do we have here? Oh, looks like some confusion, Wally.
Yeah.
I think they're going to call a timeout maybe. Yeah, the near side official, yep. Timeout will be taken on the field. You can see the frustration from Coach Nolan, just not happy with, they're kind of discombobulated, the Wildcats right at the moment.
Well, you get a couple of, and even though these two injuries are those kind that should never happen, but they do, and that takes a little something out of the players, and yet also one of your better players is standing on the sideline with an issue.
So Coach Nolden calls a timeout. While he does that, they lead 19-10, 5:26 to go in the half. We'll thank a few more of our sponsors here. We couldn't do this without them. Mark, Trish, and Casey Thompson at Thompson's IGA in Cuba City want to wish the Cuba City football team good luck. Check out their weekly ad at thompsonsiga.com. Thompson's IGA in Cuba City, hometown proud. And Cool Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Hazel Green for leaky pipes to heating and air conditioning. Call Jack 608-854-2265 for prompt quality service. Cool Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, Hazel Green. Back to action, second down, 19 from the gun. Taylor looking to fire, deep downfield, has a man, it's caught, no, dropped. But we have flags that fly. It was in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Coverage on the play was from Wyatt Yost, Wally, but it looks like maybe he grabbed him a little bit early.
Well, whatever or however.
Spiegel was the intended receiver, by the way. But I think pass interference is probably the call here.
That's what I'm expecting. Yes.
And it is pass interference on Cuba City.
Yeah, not a first down.
No, because it was 2nd and 19. So they'll mark off 15 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and looks like about 4.
That's one of the things I know that Coach Kopp would be upset about. Yeah, you didn't give him a first down, but doggone, we had him deep, and that was what we wanted.
So 2nd and 4 coming up here for Belleville. 5:21 to play. Third quarter, Belleville leading 19-10. Two receivers on either side. Pistol again for Raiden Taylor. And hands it off. Big run up the middle by Myers, but a flag is thrown behind the play, Wally. The offensive lineman is looking back at the officials with his arms like, what? So that usually means, well,
I shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't have done something, yes.
And it is a holding call.
And it is a hold on Belleville. So that'll move them back 10 yards, and it'll move it back to the 45 of Belleville, which makes it a 2nd and 14.
That's really almost 3 consecutive penalties, not on the same team, but.
Right. Yeah, this game has gotten a little sideways, I think, for both teams, quite honestly. 19-10, Belleville on top, 5:10 to play. Third quarter, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shotgun for Taylor. Myers to his right, and Taylor going to keep it. Bumps off one man, still on his feet. Then he's popped and shoved to the ground. I believe Briggs Rundy knocked him to the ground, but he picks up close to 6 yards. It'll set up a 3rd and 8 here for Belleville.
Big play for Belleville.
Yeah.
It really is. They need to get the first down here.
Well, they're right at midfield, or actually just across the 50 into Cuba City territory. 4:34 to go.
So it becomes an equally a big play for Cuba City.
Here we go. Shotgun again for Taylor. 4 receivers. Myers to his right. Long snap count. Gives it to Myers. Running right. He's hit by Rowe and Rundy and taken down after a gain of maybe a yard and a half, and that'll set up 4th down and 7, Wally. So only a yard on that run.
And they've got to punt the ball.
Yeah. And they will send out the punting unit. Will the Belleville Wildcats. Their punter is Tyler Miyamoto.
Not a bad punter.
No. Kind of like saying his name, too, Miyamoto.
Hey, why not?
Back deep, it is Ethan Griffin for Cuba City. This is a nice punt. Griffin will call fair catch and fumble the ball, and Belleville recovers at the 15. Oh, my goodness. A devastating mistake by Cuba City, Wally, and that one was recovered by number 4, Jackson Fay.
Only 2 turnovers in this game, both of them by the Cubans.
Wow. That is a big-time faux pas on the Cubans, and Belleville will take over deep in Cuba City territory here. Again, they have it down at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 inside the Bitech green zone. And here comes a handoff to Myers, shaking a tackle. He's ripped down eventually by Frankie Welp after he picks up a yard or 2.
Cuba City defensively has played much better so far this half.
Yes, they have. 3:17 remaining in the third quarter. And this is, if you're Cuba City, this is almost do or die time. You cannot allow a score here.
No, you really can't. Not because it's still third quarter, but it's getting late in the game.
4 receivers set, pistol formation for Taylor. Hand off to Myers, up the gut, dives forward near the 10, tackled at about the 11, which will set up a 3rd down and medium situation for Belleville, 3rd and close to 5.
Yeah, he's got about 3 yards there. I think it's closer to 6 yards
closer
for
to
a
6,
first down.
Yeah. So, couple downs to get about 6 yards if you're Belleville. Taylor, for a second, thought he was going to be under center. Instead, he'll work out of the shotgun. Myers to his right. Again, 4 receivers, 2:22 to play. Third quarter. Takes a snap. He's rolling right. Looks like this is an option run play. He does pitch it to Myers, who tries to turn the corner. Knocked out of bounds. Don't know if he got to the first down sticks, but he's close. Nope, they do mark it as 4th down. Well, at least the down marker judge does. But it'll be close. 4th down, and looks to me just eyeballing it by about 2 yards. Yard and a half, maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of a long yard, short 2 yard.
So here we go. Big 4th down. Cuba City did get a 4th down stop, you'll remember, in the second quarter on a similar drive. They need a stop here. 4th down, yard and a half. Under center is Taylor. I formation. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Up the gut. First down and more for number 5, Trayton Myers. That's a big first down conversion, and it'll set up a 1st and goal, a Sullivan Auctioneer Big Iron Realty first down for Belleville, leading 19-10 with under 2 minutes to go in the half. And they're going to set up in the same power I formation here. Taylor under center, hands it off. Myers hit, taken down. Gets maybe a yard or 2. Looks like he was hit immediately by Braden Soppy. 2nd and goal from the 3 now for Belleville. I formation again. Taylor, quarterback sneak. They're trying a little tush push, and he gets in the end zone, Wally, but a flag flies from the back judge.
Penalty flag on the play.
We'll see what the indication is here.
It's penalties on Belleville.
Yeah, must be against Belleville, so they mark it off. It'll move it outside the 5, back out to the 7. So 2nd and goal from the 7 now for Belleville. They have two receivers left and one to the right. Still I formation behind Taylor. And he'll hand it off to Myers. Myers gets to the 5, and then he's stacked up. Looks like Welp finishes him off. Picks up a yard or two on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like that stake is marked almost right just inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah. So 3rd and goal from the 5 for Belleville with 35 seconds left in this third quarter.
30 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
4 receiver set. Shotgun here for Taylor. Myers to his right. Takes a snap. Rolling right. Option run play looks like it. He's going to be hit, though, and not go anywhere, Wally. In fact, maybe lose a yard.
I think I'm going to give him credit for no gain.
For 0? Yeah. And that will probably be the final play of the third quarter. They're going to let the clock expire. We'll take a timeout. Fourth quarter is next. 19-10, Belleville leading Cuba City. A pivotal drive. 4th down when we come back here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 8.
Are your kids already complaining that they're bored after school? Send them to Bell Tower Theater. Your kids will make friends, gain confidence, and learn something new with our Kids Take the Stage fall classes. For kids in kindergarten through 8th grade, this 6-week session of classes starts October 6th. Registration deadline is September 29th, and spaces are limited. Financial assistance is available. Call the Bell Tower Theater at 563-588-3377 or visit belltowertheater.net.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Every regular season Friday home game at American Family Field, ticketed fans 21 and over who sit in the Miller Lite beer pen in the left field Lowe's bleachers will receive a free Brewers can holder, courtesy of Miller Lite and Leinenkugels. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
In game 8.
And welcome back. Fourth quarter about to get underway. Friday Night Lights from Cuba City High School. Wally Troughton, along with myself, Rob Spangler. We're in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Wally, 4th and goal from the 5. Here we go. Belleville has it, leading 19-10. Out of the gun, Taylor scanning left, throws left. It's caught. It's a touchdown. That is a Northland Buildings touchdown to number 12, Tyler Miyamoto. Actually, I'm sorry. I believe that's actually Spiegel. Charlie Spiegel with the touchdown reception.
It's hard to see his number.
Yeah, but nonetheless, a 5-yard touchdown. And now it's 25-10. Belleville really taking command here. They'll go for a traditional extra point here. Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point coming up. Snap is down, the kick is up, and it looks to be good. Brody Funseth kicks it through, 26-10. Belleville leading Cuba City with 11:57 to play here in the fourth quarter. Back after this on Super Hits 106.
In game 9.
School's starting soon, but summer's not over yet. Keep grilling those burgers and hot dogs, but don't toss that empty bun bag. With Loaves for Learning, every UPC from Village Hearth bun packages is worth 5 cents for your school. Earn up to $10,000 this year just by eating what you love. Grill now, give back later with Village Hearth and Loaves for Learning.
Attention job seekers, listen up. This is your opportunity to interview with quality employers all in one day at one location. Dress for success. Bring your resume and a positive outlook to the TH Media Job Fair. Wednesday, September 10th from 3 till 5 p.m. at Q Casino, 1855 Greyhound Park Road, Dubuque. This is your opportunity to find the perfect position. Interview with local employers on the spot and get on the career path you have always wanted. Don't miss out. The TH Media Job Fair, 3 till 5 p.m. Wednesday, September 10th at Q Casino. Equal opportunity employers.
In game 9.
Funseth boots it away for Belleville. They lead 26-10 here in the fourth quarter. Returning kickoff fielded by Venata. He's running across the field, gets to the 20, and escorted out of bounds near the 25. Good pursuit by that Belleville defense. Looks like he was eventually thrown out of bounds by number 4, Jackson Fay.
And he's right at the 25-yard line. On the shoebox scoreboard, we got some updates again that Prudesheen has taken the lead over Platteville in the fourth quarter early in it, 35-28. Lancaster is up on Richland Center, 26-19 with 5 to go in the fourth quarter. And after 3, Fenimore is up 35-6 over Southwestern East Dubuque.
All right, Cuba City needing to get back into this one. They will run the ball on first down around the left side, and not much daylight there for Ethan Griffin, Wally, as he maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know. It looks like he lost a yard.
I think he lost like about maybe a yard.
So second down and 11 coming up for Cuba City as they are at their own 24 here with 11:17 to play in the fourth quarter. 26-10. That last score from Belleville, you kind of feel is that's a big one.
Yeah, it is.
Man in motion is Riley Shepard from left to right.
They're still not set up.
And Griffin is in motion from right to left. And now we have a flag as
he wasn't set. That's illegal procedure.
Kieler took the snap, and Wally is correct. It'll be a penalty against Cuba City. That's a Pinks Automotive penalty. So, unfortunately for Cuba City, kind of looks like they're running out of steam here, Wally. They would need to mount a pretty hefty comeback, down 16 points, although technically that's 2 scores, right?
That means they need to score on this drive.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to run out of time.
Right. We'll see if Cuba City has any magic in them here tonight. Split receivers, actually 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Working out of the gun, it's Kieler. Rowe to his right, takes a snap, looks right. Plenty of time. Now he's going to fire downfield. Venata there, and it just glances off his hands. He had the coverage beat, Wally. Incomplete pass, however.
That would have been a fantastic catch if he'd have brought it in, because it was really a matter of just out of his reach. I'm not even sure if he'd have left his feet and dove for it, he'd have got it. Touched it, but touching it's not catching it.
So an incomplete pass will set up third down and about 15 here for Cuba City. Working out of the gun, Kieler again. Rolls right. Looking downfield. He will just run out of bounds after gaining a couple yards, and that's about it.
That was a case, and an experienced quarterback would have tucked it and taken off. But again, we could see that opening better than he could.
So Cuba City forced to punt here. Fourth down and about 13 coming up for the Cubans. And Belleville up 26-10. Pretty good punt there by Rundy. It'll bounce at the 45 and roll down near the 40, where it'll go out of bounds there. 1st and 10 for Belleville.
That's a case where that 5-yard penalty really hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt a lot. There's so many things that, and Guy Kopp has kind of talked about that in the interview too. You've got guys that are doing good, and actually, really both coaches talked about it. Nola did as well. It's one guy makes a mistake on this one where 10 guys did it just exactly what they should do, and it cost the team. And it's one of the things that really drives you up a wall.
1st and 10, Belleville at their own 40-yard line here. 10:17 to play, fourth quarter. Taylor out of the shotgun. And delayed handoff gives it up to his backup running back, number 4, Jackson Fay, running around the left side, and he'll lose a yard or two.
Yeah, it looks like a couple yards he'll take a loss.
Yeah, we'll say 2nd and 12 coming up.
Herbstra, the tackle at time, 2nd down and 12, back at the 39-yard line.
But if you're Belleville, you're happy to let that clock roll, aren't you?
Yes, you are.
3 receivers right, 1 left. Raiden Taylor. Is that a good night for the Wildcats at quarterback? And a quick throw over the middle, a slant, quick hitter, incomplete. A little bit high, intended for Spiegel. That'll set up 3rd and 12 after the incomplete pass.
I've been just kind of looking around trying to find where Cooper Nemchik is, and I don't see him on the sidelines.
Oh, I see him. He's got a jacket on now.
Ah, now I see him.
Yep.
Well, he faked me out by putting a jacket on.
Smart man.
You darn right he's smart.
Potosi Cassville is on top 45-7 in the 3rd quarter in their game. Here comes the snap to Taylor, 3rd and 12, option run play. Taylor going to keep it, and then he is enveloped by Bradley Rowe. Bradley just came up and played a little office linebacker there as he wrapped him up and threw him to the ground. He'll gain 2 yards. It'll set up 4th and 10.
Yeah, I got back to the original line of scrimmage, and that was it.
You love Bradley Rowe. He's just a hard-nosed football player.
He really is. Really is. I like watching him play.
4th down and 10. Belleville will punt it away. And back deep, it is Ethan Griffin on to punt Tyler Miyamoto. High punt. This one will bounce at the 30. Roll inside the 30 down to the 27. 1st and 10 there for the Cubans.
Well, Cubans might have gained on that exchange a little bit.
A little bit.
They can't play exchange game here. They need to put points on the board.
No. I mean, 8:42 left. It's not as if we're completely out of time here, but if you're Cuba City, time is of the essence, down 16. 26-10 the score.
I can see Patro down the sideline here is still struggling with a cramp.
And back to pass is Kieler. Flag thrown. He'll throw downfield. It is incomplete, intended for Venata. Pretty good coverage on the play.
And we have a flag.
And we do have a flag. I
think it's going to be a hold on
Charlie Spiegel was in coverage. And it is a hold against Cuba City. So, not the way you want to start a drive, but it'll move it inside the 20 down to about the 18.
And that's a case where the quarterback has been sprinting the other way and ended up behind him.
1st and 20 for Cuba City. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Hudson Kieler from the pistol. He'll pitch it to Ethan Griffin, trying to turn the corner right side. Cuts back. Spins out of a tackle, gets across the 20 up to the 23, about there. Looks like 2nd down and about 16 coming up, so he picks up close to 4 yards.
Yeah.
26-10, Belleville on top. This game quickly going by, under 8 minutes left. 4th quarter. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Crisp early fall evening. Back to pass Kieler. Throws right. It's wide of the intended target, which was Veneta. Incomplete. And that will set up 3rd down and 16.
It's one of the things, and I remember the first game against Potosi, they've had a lot of passes like that to Veneta that were just not where he could get them.
Yeah.
It's a common thread, apparently.
Well, a battle of 0-2 teams, but Wally, one of them is going to come out of here with a win, and right now it's looking like it's Belleville, unless Cuba City can do something late. 3rd down and 16. Kieler to pass. Throws. Catch is made. Venata spins out of a tackle. He's at the 35, or 25 rather, and tackled near the 30. But not going to be enough for a first down. It'll set up 4th and about 9.
Yeah.
Some nice run after the catch by Venata, but just not enough.
Yeah, it ends up being a 7-yard catch.
So 4th and 9 here for Cuba, and they will punt it away again. Rundy on to punt. Back to receive. This is a liner. Going to go out of bounds here on the near side. Spiegel watches it die inside the 35, and it's touchdown at the 33.
And one of the things we're seeing a little bit over here from Belleville is there's a few extra kids getting in the ball game here a little bit.
Yep, some fresh jerseys.
Spotty as to who's being subbed, but
clock under 7 minutes, 6:56 to play. Belleville leading 26-10.
And they're taking their time.
Yep.
Which is fine. For them, this is what they should do.
4 receiver set. Starting running back Myers is back out there. And he'll get it's actually Taylor to throw over the middle, but too far out in front of his intended receiver, Miyamoto.
Yeah, he just didn't have a chance there at all.
So incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. .650 to play. Again, 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Pistol this time. Raiden Taylor with Myers behind him. Oop, almost a fumbled exchange. Myers is ripped down by Frankie Welp. Close to a horse collar tackle there by Frankie Welp. And Myers is a little worse for the wear after that tackle wall.
Yeah, he is. Ooh. There's an interesting score on the shoebox scoreboard.
All right, what do we have?
It's now tied at 22 in River Ridge. 20 seconds to go in the 4th. They scored to tie it up.
Wow, what a thriller. 3rd down and 10 here. Again, 4 receiver sets. Raiden Taylor working out of the gun. Quick hitter, pass dropped. Intended for Miyamoto.
And you know what that was again? You can't run unless you got the ball.
Indeed. So, 4th and 10 in a punting situation coming up. Both teams kind of stalling out here in the later stages of this 4th quarter, but Belleville okay with that, up 16. 6 minutes left in this contest. And here comes a punt. Griffin, the return man, will watch it land at the 40 and be down right there. 1st and 10 for the Cubans.
Pretty good effort. I would try to get over and block that kick. I believe that was Tepstra that came flying in there.
Yeah, why not? Why not, right?
Hey, make the effort.
I agree. You know, a game like this, go all out, try for punt blocks, things like that. Especially down 2 scores.
Well, show it on film that you're making the effort.
2 receivers to either side here. Hudson Kieler working out of the shotgun. Throws to the right. It's caught by Venata. Turns the corner, and he's escorted out of bounds by Hellwig. Kason Hellwig. And we have a player for Belleville with another cramp here. Boy,
I know.
Just surprised at that. They're working on a player right near midfield. Nonetheless, the ball is across midfield. It's a Sullivan Auctioneer Big Iron Realty first down for Cuba City as they are down to the 46 of Belleville. 5:47 to play in this one. It's not over yet, Wally.
No, they have an opportunity. You've got plenty of time to get down and score, come back with an onside kick, get the ball, and whatever it would take to get the ball in the end zone at that point.
This game, and back on his feet is number 15. Spiegel. Wonder if they call him Spiegel Beagle.
I wonder if he has a catalog.
Oh, Spiegel, yeah, maybe.
Hey, well, we have to. Sometimes we go with the older references. I know high school kids wouldn't understand that one.
1st and 10, Cuba City, down at the 47 of Belleville. Out of the gun here, Kieler to pass, throws over the middle, has a man. It's Briggs Rundy, spun down, has a first down at the 30. Another Sullivan Auctioneer Big Iron Realty first down for Cuba City, and that was a nice chunk play.
That's 16 yards on that.
Well, Cuba City showing a little life here late in this one, Wally. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Well, it's a matter of, getting a receiver to find that empty spot.
5.5 minutes to go. Down 16 points. They need 2 scores and 2 extra point, or two-point conversion. Here comes a deep shot, right corner, incomplete, intended for Venata. In coverage, I believe, was Hellwig. Actually, that was not Hellwig. That was number 2, Austin McKinley. So incomplete pass sets up 2nd and 10 at the 30 again of Belleville here with 5:23 to play.
That's the 10th time that Venetta's been the targeted player on a pass. Well, he's a good target.
Yeah, he is. Again, 4 receivers, 2 to either side. And rolling to the left this time is Kieler, and he'll just throw it out of bounds.
And again, no one anywhere close to being open.
No, he was facing some pretty heavy pressure that time. In fact, coming up and putting on the pressure was number 61, Broderick Goebel.
I don't know who it was intended to, but I'm going to say it was
the photographer.
Shepard.
I was going to say maybe the Belleville photographer.
I said Shepard because he hadn't been targeted yet.
3rd and 10 here for Cuba City. 5:17 to play. 26-10 Belleville. Kieler, right, rolls right, fires downfield, and almost a sliding catch by Ethan Griffin. Heck of an attempt. Couldn't quite reel it in. It'll set up 4th and 10, and obviously if you're Cuba City, you're going for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't have much choice at this point in the game.
You can hear the Belleville fans trying to fire up their team to get one more stop here. Fourth and 10 for the Cubans. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Shotgun. Kieler to pass. He'll throw deep. Rundy. Incomplete. Double coverage, actually triple coverage there. It was knocked down by Myers and Hellwig. There is a flag down. It is a hold on Cuba. I believe it will be declined, which means it will be a turnover on downs.
Yep. Ball turns over on downs with the incompletion.
So, Belleville just trying to salt this one away, as they say, Wally.
Really, all they need to get here probably is maybe 2 first downs.
Yeah.
Depending on how long they can. No, they can't milk enough time to get it better than that.
Have a 4 receiver set. And Taylor will hand it off. New ball carrier in there, number 26. That would be Marcus Hebgen. Runs around the left side. Some flags fly, however. He gets up to the 35, gains about 5.
And that's going to be another hold, I would expect.
Yeah.
like another holding call on the Wildcats.
Clock is at 4:54 here in the fourth quarter. It'll move the ball back after the holding penalty. Back to the 20. So first and 20 from the 20.
You know, one of the positives, that Cubans can take with them is the fact, really, they only had 3 penalties tonight.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot. And one of them was what I'd call an aggressive penalty.
Absolutely. Working out of the shotgun, Taylor here. Low snap. He'll keep it. Taylor going to run it himself. And he is thrown down by Venata as he gets up to the 25-yard line. Picks up about 5 on that run. More importantly, the clock will continue to run. 4:37 to play. Game brought to you by Community First Bank. First for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com. Member FDIC. And Southwest Health, they have over 24 specialty services, more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org.
They've got Fay as the fullback, and we've got Myers back in at tailback.
Myers is back in.
Yep.
And actually, that's Hebgen at wingback. Here comes a run up the gut by Myers. He will hammer his way head to the 30, which was the original line of scrimmage, another 5-yard pickup or so. 26-10, Belleville leading by 16. And again, just kind of melting time off the clock now, 3:37 remaining.
We do have a final on the shoebox scoreboard. Fenimore over Southwest East Dubuque, 41-14.
What? That's almost a statement win by Fenimore in my book. That is a big-time win there.
It's their second statement win in a row.
Yeah.
After knocking off River Ridge a week ago.
Right. I mean, Fenimore is for real, Wally.
Well, I expected them to be a lot better this year, and knowing they're a big play team, that makes a big difference.
Timeout taken with 3:08 to go. 3rd and 10 coming up. We'll keep it here. We'll thank a few more sponsors here tonight. That includes Lely Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson at Lely Center Monroe. West End Salvage. See Junkyard Joe Krantz, West End Salvage, for recycling as well as construction, demolition, waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster. Northland Buildings, our touchdown sponsor for quality Northland buildings built tougher than Northland. Contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post-frame buildings. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. They power our audio stream. Anderson Weber, when you are ready. And Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld, Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. That's Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Another score on the shoebox scoreboard as Ithaca is holding on. It looks like they're going to win over Hillsborough, 26-21. Hillsborough is not a bad football team this year.
No, they're not. 2 receivers left, 1 right, 3rd and 10. Wingback right, Taylor out of the gun. Here comes a handoff to Myers around the right end. Has a head of steam, and he's escorted out of bounds by Ethan Griffin across midfield. Tackled down at the 47 of Cuba City with 3:02 left. The only thing wrong with that run, Wally, is that he went out of bounds.
Well, he might have had he might have get tackled. He may have been tackled had he stayed inbounds anyway.
Yeah, right.
That was easy for you to say,
Yeah. Very, very easy. Bradley Rowe subs back into the game here for the Cubans. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Taylor working out of the shotgun. And handoff to Hebgen up the gut. Shakes a tackle. And eventually thrown down by Briggs Rundy. And he picks up almost 9 yards on that one.
Second down, placed at about the 37.5.
Under 3 minutes left, 2:42 to play in this contest.
30 seconds to go. Here in quarter number 4.
Not quite kneel down time yet, Wally.
No.
We're getting there, though. 2 receivers to either side. Taylor will again hand it off. Running back once again is Marcus Hebgen. He is tracked down just across the first down sticks. Looks like they are going to signal that a first down run.
Well, are they?
Oh, maybe not.
No, they're saying no gain.
Really? Okay, I thought I saw the far side official.
And 2:13, there's a timeout by Cuba City.
Okay. Well, you can't take them with you. So timeout taken on the field. We'll thank our sponsors here, including Clear Bank, 8 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Clear Bank, where they say we can do that, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
I was going to give that "we can do that" tag.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, that's all right. I'm just trying to help out the sponsor.
I appreciate it. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's in Bloomington and Platteville. And Russell Law Offices, they're here to assist you with your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving southern Wisconsin. That's Russell Law Offices. Couple more plays, and this one will be in the books. Third down, less than a yard here for Belleville. Taylor will be under center on this one. I formation. Hands it off to Myers. Has the first down. Falls forward. Picks up almost 4 on that one.
He's pushing for a 200-yard game. He's getting close. Hey, if you want to give him a 200-yard game, give him 2 more plays.
I would think there's a chance if he's out there. I don't see him out there.
Well, oh yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's standing right next to number 6.
Oh yeah. There. Yep. He was. He's out there. He just about could bite me. 1st and 10 for Belleville, and Myers will get it and run up the gut and fall forward for a couple. Picks up close to 3 on that one, Wall.
Yep. Now he's getting close.
Clock's at 1:49. I don't know.
He's not going to get it now. He just came out of the game. And he probably will not return.
So we're under 1.5 minutes left.
You know, with a good running back, the better the team you play against, the better chance you have to get more yardage.
Wise words. Quick pass, dropped. Hellwig couldn't hold on. You know, does Hellwig have any receptions tonight?
1.
Yes, and an interception.
Yep. Caught as many of the other team's balls as he did their own.
Right. He's, I guess the only bugaboo, Hellwig has had a tough time hanging on to the football, except for those 2 instances. But
hey, he's caught 1 out of 4.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Counting the other team, 2 out of 5.
Hey, that's a little better.
That's a little better.
Clock does stop at 1:08 now. That's the only downside of passing in those situations. 3rd down and 7. They'll run here and they'll fumble, and who has it?
Cuba City did not get it.
Okay. So Belleville recovers. Looks like one of the offensive linemen. Think number 62 or 52. Is that Edmund?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he recovered that. And it'll set up 4th down, and now a timeout called with 57 seconds left. So we don't want to go home, Wally, is what we're saying here. But it does give us time to thank our sponsors.
And we've got some good ones.
Mound City Bank, their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply. Offers subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialists. The pros at Brian's get the job done, right? Unexpected dings, major repair projects. Head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Lancaster. McNett Electric of Belmont. They can assist you with all of your electrical needs. Chip and the crew at McNett Electric are on call, ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric, Belmont. And Breckler Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. See Steve Landusky. Breckler Insurance, Fenimore. Breckler Insurance, serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years.
Guess what? I was wrong. Guess who's back in the game?
Myers.
Yep, at tailback.
All right, well, it is 4th down. Just over a minute left. Myers runs with it. And does he get enough for a first down is the question, because if he does, then Belleville can probably take a knee. That was 4th down.
It's a matter of whether he gets credit for 6 or 7 yards.
And the officials, they're going to call for a measurement. So
you wait till this time of the game to have a measurement.
Hey, they have no plans, Wally. They are not.
I'm not going to fault the officials because I still think they've done a whale of a job in this game. They paid attention to the players, and if there's been an owie, they've taken care of them.
Well, it's a stop, so Cuba City will get the ball back with 54 seconds left. Can Cuba City score 16 points in 54 seconds?
Well, it would be
improbable. Improbable.
I'm going to say that a lot of things are possible. This might not be one of them. But
Right.
it is possible that Myers, according to my unofficial records, did get 200
Did get
yards.
to 200, which is a heck of a night. Heck of a night. Oh, Cuba City. Hudson Kieler will look to pass. He'll roll out. Throws over the middle. It is, almost caught. Heck of an effort by Ethan Griffin to try and reel that in. Couldn't quite. It's incomplete.
Second down and 10 with 48 seconds to go.
.48 seconds left in the game. Three receivers right, one left here for Hudson Kieler. Back to pass again. And looking to throw downfield. Venata, his intended target, but incomplete. Clock at 36 seconds now with 3rd and 10 coming up.
Interesting scores on the shoebox scoreboard coming in.
Oh, wow. What a thriller that one was. Go ahead and tell 'em.
knocks off Platteville as Platteville went for the win instead of just kicking, and they lose. So Protégé wins 42-41. That's what you do when you're the visiting team. So that was the right call. Unfortunately, they didn't get it.
Kieler to pass here. 3rd and 10. And he'll run out of bounds. Picks up maybe 5 yards. 29 seconds left.
Blackhawk Warren is, well, the game, I think the game is over, but yeah, according to this, they won at the end of the game. Richland Center has defeated Lancaster.
Wow.
26-27. It's the first time Lancaster has lost to Richland Center in 18 years.
Is that? Wow. Holy cow. 4 receivers set here for Cuba City. 4th down and 7, it looks like. Kieler to pass, 28 seconds left. He'll throw. Venata makes the catch, I think. Yeah, he does. Venata reels it in at the 50. Well, 49, we'll say.
So 1st and 10, that's a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down with 22 seconds left, Wally.
That's 25 yards.
Not bad, not bad. Well, you know, you like the fight of Cuba City, right?
I do.
They're not going down without swinging. 4 receivers. Kieler to pass. Rolls left. And he'll just chuck it out of bounds.
We'll say he was throwing it to Briggs Rundy because he might have been the closest one.
Or the Belleville team photographer.
But you know, technically that's who you do is you pick the closest possible receiver. Gee, we do things technically.
Yeah.
Well, this is technology. So why not?
Yeah. 15 seconds left in this one. 26-10, Belleville up by 16. 2nd and 10, Cuba at their 49. Kieler to pass. Throws right. It's Vanetta. He's got another first down, looks like. Well, very close. Yeah, they're going to... Well, the official in the middle of the field anyway is saying first down. 10 seconds left.
They're saying he's got a 10-yard reception.
So that is a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. 10 seconds left.
They're getting a lot of yards here at the end.
Kieler to pass. Pressure. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws it away. With 3 seconds left, Wally. So perhaps one more play. One more play. 2nd and 10.
That one was intended for Riley Shepard. And it was because he made a leaping try for it.
So one more play. I can't imagine we'll get any more than that in. Although you never know.
You never know. 2nd
and 10 here. Kieler to pass. Winds up. Throws deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So that will do it. Your final score is 26-10. Belleville over Cuba City. And we'll be back with our post-game show. It's the Reeves Wealth Management, Rosemeyer Wealth Management post-game show. That's coming up next here on Dubuque Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and also our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 10.
I'm here with Kyle Wiskus from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Kyle, it seems like hybrids are dominating the roads, but there aren't many charging locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there's no need for plug-in charging.
What about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery even while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and take a test drive today.
In game 10.
And welcome back. It is the Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones postgame show. Our final score tonight, 26-10. The visiting Belleville Wildcats get off the schneid, as they say. They get their first win of the year, going from 0-2 to now 1-2. Cuba City sadly falls to 0-3 on the season. And we'll run down our postgame stats. We'll also have our most valuable player of the game, our drive of the game, Tricor Turning Point, and Scrapper of the game, all coming up next on the Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones postgame show here on Super Hits 106. Back after this.
Post-game 4 minutes.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at AM1590WPVL.com.
Save big money now at Menards. Patriot Lighting outdoor motion sensing wall lights bring on-demand bright illumination, adding safety and security to your outdoor area. Choose from a variety of styles and functions like the 3-head motion sensor floodlight, which has a powerful 5,500 lumen brightness. Save big on all Patriot security lights. Also check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Mountaintop Stoneworks opened their doors to the tri-state area over 28 years ago as the first granite countertop company. With hard work and the support of great customers, they have become the area's leading choice for stone and granite countertops. Superb craftsmanship, attention to detail, a friendly sales staff, and a beautiful showroom with over 60 varieties of stone make the shopping experience a fun process. Whether your project is big or small, they do them all. Mountaintop Stoneworks, years of experience doing one thing well. 400 Harrison in Dubuque.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
And welcome back. We are on the Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones post-game show with our final score tonight, 26-10. The Wildcats from Belleville get their first win of the 2025 football season. They go to 1-2. Cuba City falls to 0-3. Welcome aboard. Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton coming to you from the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. We'll take a look at our post-game stats here in just a moment. Also, our most valuable player sponsorship, Drive of the Game, our Tricor Turning Point, that's coming up, and Scrapper of the Game. Do want to run down some scores on the Shoebox scoreboard, though. We have some finals. Prairie du Chien, as you heard, wins in a thriller over Platteville, 42-41. Platteville, 2-point conversion try failed with 2 minutes left in the game on that one. So Prairie du Chien knocks off Platteville in a thriller. Blackhawk Warren with a win tonight, 30-22. Richland Center, this is the upset of the night, defeats Lancaster for the first time in 18 years, 27-26. Wow. Ithaca holds on to win over Hillsborough, 26-21. Fenimore, a dominant performance tonight. They win over Southwestern East Dubuque, 41-14. And we did get a final. Darlington romped over Mineral Point. I believe it was 54-0 in that one. So the Redbirds again continue to look like the Redbirds. All right. Pretty much. It looks like we have maybe a special guest who has come up to join us. Sorry about the microphone, might be a little chilly. But head coach for the Belleville Wildcats, Mike Nolden, joins us. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. It feels good to have one under our belt there, but it still feels like we left some plays out there, especially early on. But we're getting better. That's the big thing, and we just got to continue to get better.
Got to feel good about that defensive performance, though. You only give up a field goal offensively. The only other touchdown Cuba City scored was that kickoff return touchdown. So, I mean, the defense really came to play tonight, didn't it?
Yeah, and we feel like they did last week, too. We hold New Glarus last week to 10 points, and we knew that our physicality on defense was going to keep us in games, and that was one thing that we just been pushing with the kids is we just got to get that physicality on defense to translate over to offense a little too, and good things are going to happen. But if we just don't drop passes, we make the right reads, those little things, it matters. And we just keep trying to tell our kids, if we do the right thing, we're a pretty good team. We're just not doing the correct stuff as consistently as we'd like to be, but we can't get any of those plays back, so we just keep telling the kids too, the most important play is the next one.
Well, I think you'll have to look at it this way, and the fact is the team is getting better. You've grown each game that you've played in, and you could see some things that happened here. The kids were really trying hard. Your receivers, they ended up and they wanted to catch that ball, wanted to get the yards, but they took off too soon, got their head turned around way early, and lost sight of the ball.
Yeah, and that's just things that will show up on film, which is awesome because it's just teaching moments. But we gotta show them the good moments too, and show them why why it happens. And most of the time, if I look back to last year and our early struggles, it was we had 10 kids doing the right thing, but that one guy who messed up. It kind of costs you, and we just consistently, it takes all 11 guys, and that's what makes football, in my opinion, the greatest sport that is out there, because you need all 11 guys on the field doing their job every single play.
I have to give a lot of compliments to Nemec. I really liked a lot of the things that he did, and when he caught the ball, he knew what to do with it.
Yeah, he's an awesome player. I actually told him before we played week 1 that we kind of need him to have 5 catches for 100 yards every week, and just spark our offense, because when we're getting him the ball, we know that could open up the run game. And, same thing for Trey Myers. When he's running hard, he gives, explosive run plays. He opens up the pass game for us. And it's not just those 2 guys alone. The O-line on pass plays, they need to have the right pass protection. They need to trust each other. And on the run plays, they got to create the gaps and allow the running back to make the reads and the cuts. And, our quarterback's got to make the right reads too, because on a lot of those run plays, he can pull it himself or throw some RPO stuff. We just got to trust it, do your job, and trust the guy next to you.
I think that's one of the things that offensively, as far as blocking, guys did a nice job really on Bradley Rowe. He's a force out there, and guys got pads on him.
Yeah, and with those kids, they're going to make a couple plays, right? And it's just, but hey, can we slow them down? Can we get them? Can we double team them? Can we get some sort of movement? What do we have to do? But that, course of a game, doesn't matter. For one, I don't think I call a great offensive play too often, but that some kids are just going to win because they're talented. Cuba City is trying just as hard as we are to make plays and win games. And again, that's what makes football awesome.
Well, we knew coming in here, one team was going to come out with that first dub of the season, and it's your team, the Belleville Wildcats, which obviously has to feel good. Wally brought up Nemec. We sure hope that he's okay, long term, that it isn't anything major. It did look like maybe an upper body issue with him. Yes,
just a shoulder thing. I don't know a lot of details. He'll be fine. He's a trooper. He's a gamer. So we'll have him back. I feel confident about that.
It's one of the things you hope it's the stinger.
Yeah.
Because that's gone.
Yep.
It's just pain is all it is.
Yep.
All right, well.
You got, looking ahead, got a tough one next week because you're running up against a pretty good Lake Mills team.
Yep, and funny thing with Lake Mills is head coach there, Tyler, and Tyler Huber, we have a pretty good relationship. Got meet back in 2023. We're the kind of the reason our relationship is why we scheduled that game, and of course, he's got a quarterback there that, in my opinion, is the most underrated player in the entire state. As a sophomore last year when we played him, I shook his hand in the handshake line and asked him if he could go to college early. And he looked at me.
Hey, the Pioneers could be looking again.
He honestly, he's on the field last year, and you look at his stats through 2 games. I'm sure he played well tonight. He's at the top of the state and was only a junior. If there's any big-time colleges out there listening to me talk, which I doubt there is, but they should get their eyes on that number 1 from Lake Mills.
That's one of the things, and I've really noticed, and I've been with the Pioneers now for going on almost 10 years, and one of the things that I've noticed, when there's a good player out there, they find him. I don't care who you are, I don't care where you go to school, if you're a good player, they'll find you.
Yep, and that again, that's what's so awesome about football, and honestly, it's why I love the small town high school football in Wisconsin, because with those D3 colleges in the WIAC that we have, they are going to find you, and once those schools kind of find you, then some bigger schools kind of tend to follow along. But again, it all comes from just doing what you're coached to do. Trust the coaches, trust yourself, put the work in, and good things are going to happen no matter who you are.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight, Coach Nolan. Thank you for stopping up to chat with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for covering the game, guys.
All right.
And my only last thing that I wanted to say is we're going to miss you guys next year.
Yeah.
I've liked seeing you guys play. I don't get it as often as I'd like, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, it is kind of just a weird kind of world that we're in with the revolving door of conferences. I tell people all the time, the SWAL prepared us for our playoff run last year, because you have to bring your best every week, and so it is hard to leave it. You're not going to win every game in the SWAL unless you just bring your best every single night. So we're going to miss the SWAL. We love playing the SWAL, but looking forward to if any of the SWAL teams need a non-conference game, I hope they call us, because I'm going to be calling them too.
Outstanding. Mike,
appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Great job, Mike.
Thank you.
All right. And we will take a quick break, be back to wrap up our Reeves Wealth Management Edward Jones post-game show coming up next, including our MVP, drive of the game, Tricor Turning Point, and Scrapper, all after this.
Post-game 1 minute.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hello, my name is Andrea Delzell, and I've been using a wheelchair since I was 5 years old. If I had one message for the general public, it would be relax. Some folks get really flustered around disabled people, so they just pretend we're not there. I've actually had waiters talk to my companion and completely ignore me. People with disabilities just want the same respect and consideration as everyone else.
This is a message from United Spinal Association. Download our disability etiquette booklet at unitedspinal.org.
Post-game 1 minute.
Welcome back. It is the Reeves Wealth Management Edward Jones post-game show. Our final score tonight, 26-20. The Belleville Wildcats knock off the Cuba City Cubans and get their first win of the season. Cuba City falls to 0-3. We'll take a look at our awards in a moment, but let's quickly run down post-game stats, Wally.
Well, I don't have them 100% done, but I'm going to sail along here as best I can while I'm at it.
Okay.
We start with Cuba City. Really, the running backs weren't able to get what they would like to get, because Ethan Griffin, he got 10 carries, but he just really couldn't get his motor running on offense. He did get 11 yards on one carry, but total of 21 carries, he only had 34 yards. And the same thing is true with Bradley Rowe. He's one of those guys that he's going to get 3 yards. Pretty much, it's not often is he going to be less than that. 9 carries, 28 yards. So he's not, it's pretty close to that. That's only 36 yards, though, with Hudson Kieler's 36 carries and only 67 yards. Hudson Kieler put the ball up quite a bit. 31 times. He was only able to complete 13, and that's for 139 yards. It's not what they would like to have, but it's where they are. If we take a look at Belleville, we had Jackson Ferry came in at late, and he ended up with -1 yards and 2 carries. And Marcus Hegman had 2 carries for 8 yards. Cooper Nemchek, which we've talked about here enough already, he did carry the ball once for 4 yards. And if we look at the quarterback, Raiden Taylor, he had 10 carries for only 24 yards. But they really had him bottled in pretty good. They didn't bottle in Trey Myers.
No.
Not anywhere, shape, or form. He ended up with, unofficially, 28 carries, 202.
Wow. What a game.
But that's a lot of that is because they were playing. this is a pretty decent Cuba City team, and so he needed to do that for them to be able to do that in this game. I don't have all the total stats figured out here for passing, but I do have that they did put up 18 passes, and let's see, 112, 116, 145 yards. And that's pretty acceptable, really, in this particular ball game. So It gives you an idea on the stats.
All right.
Unofficial, of course.
Unofficial. Well, let's hand out some awards here tonight, Wally, before we wrap up. Our most valuable player, which is brought to you by Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's at the bottom of Main in Platteville. Hermson's will be the MVP for the next project in your home. Go to Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville, and is it too easy to say that it's Trey Myers?
It's almost too easy to say, but where else do you go?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to give some love to the guys that were blocking up front for him, but I didn't see anything special.
Yeah.
As far as that, I saw him that actually running right over some of his own guys along with the Cuba City player.
3 touchdowns as well.
Yeah.
I mean, just what can you say? An outstanding individual effort.
You know, one of the things that I kind of like doing, and I know RJ likes doing this as well, and I like trying to find somebody from the other side to be the scrapper. And as I'm looking at Cuba City, I've got a number that I would pick, but a guy that I just think his motor is going constantly, and whether he's on offense or defense, sometimes he makes a huge difference, sometimes it's just a little difference, but it's Ethan Griffin.
Yeah.
I mean, that motor is always going.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of my thought. But
let's name him our scrapper of the game. It's brought to you by West End Salvage, a player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out, trying to lay their opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster. All right, pivoting to our drive of the game. Now, I have an idea on this. It's presented by Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster. Whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service. Because of Les Mack, you always get more from Les. And to me, the drive of the game is the drive that put the game away. That was the final score, which came in the third quarter, late in the third quarter. The drive started with 3:17 remaining in the third and finished with a touchdown pass to Spiegel, the only player for Belleville not named Trey Myers who scored. He caught a touchdown reception from 5 yards out. Now, the drive only lasted 6 plays, Wally. That's because they started at the 15 of Cuba City. Why? Because of a muffed punt return.
There is one other thing.
Yes.
He did not score in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's right. It was the fourth by the time he scored.
Well, it was 3 seconds into the fourth quarter.
It was the fourth quarter by the time he scored. But the drive started at the end of the third. And, I mean, they started at the 15, which I get it. It was a short porch, a short field, but they punched it in. And once they went up 26-10, I mean, it was pretty much all over but the shouting at that point. So that is our drive of the game, brought to you by Les Mack. One more award to hand out, and that's our Tricor Turning Point, Wally. This is where the balance of the game may be shifted. Thoughts on a turning point?
Turnover.
Yeah, you think the
you really have to look at that as really being the turn.
The muffed punt.
Yeah, that muffed punt really kind of. There was a chance. Had he caught that and been able to get because they've had some good returns, and to get that ball in good position for themselves, if they'd have got across to 50, all of a sudden now they're in an area where they could have scored.
Yeah, it was 19-10 when that muff punt happened. I mean, Cuba City
pretty much cleaned it.
Yeah. All right. That's what we'll go with. The muff punt as our Tricor Turning Point, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance. Final thoughts before we wrap up, Wally?
Final thoughts, go to tomorrow.
Yes.
And that's cheer for Coach Munns and the Fighting Pioneers. And they're not always thought of as the Fighting Pioneers, but I'll tell you what, that's what they've been recently, because they've been really going after it. They're the 15th ranked team in the country in Division III, and they're playing Aurora, Illinois. and they are the 22nd ranked team in the country. Swing the axe.
There we go. All right, our final one more time, 26-10, Belleville over Cuba City in high school football on a Friday night here on Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque. It's after 10 o'clock. It's past our bedtime. We'll send it back to the studio. We'll see you here next Friday night. Thanks for tuning in or watching the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube stream, and have a great rest of your Friday night.